Righto, guys, episode 30. We got a special guest, as we promised. Jimmy Judge is in the building. How we doing, brother?
Excellent, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate
No
it.
drama,
Good to have you,
bro.
man.
How's
Thanks for
it?
making the trip, bro. Appreciate
No,
it.
my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me.
we were just talking before. I can't believe they fucking had to drive all that way this morning, but
No,
this
worries.
afternoon.
No worries at all. No, like I said, I was supposed to be in town anyway for a booking, but a few things got changed around. But it's all right. I don't mind a road trip.
Yeah,
It's
right,
lovely.
yeah.
'Cause
What were
I'm
you-
always on the road anyway.
Yeah, I seen the van. There must be. You got it decked out for travel, or you just?
Yeah. So I was like, it's decked out to live in it, and I was living in it for a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm just with the food stuff, man. Like you need to be close to a toilet all the time.
Copy.
Fuck, really?
And, yeah, you don't want to not have a toilet when you need a toilet.
Yeah,
with
well.
with the nature of what we're doing.
Yeah.
But also too, just like having a gym and a shower. Like I like to shower 3 times a day. I train twice a day, so I'm back in the Gold Coast. Occasionally I will stay in the van, but now I'll just get hotels. Like I was really, when I was starting, I was like, I'll save every penny.
Yeah.
It'll be so much better. And then I realized the content was suffering because I was just miserable.
Yeah, just
yeah,
in the
yeah.
van needing to shit all the time.
All
yeah.
the time, bro. And
Yeah.
it's just too many close calls, hey.
Yeah, 100%. Well, where are you from just now? You got Ballina, did you say?
Oh no, sorry. So I was supposed to be in Ballina tomorrow. But I've shuffled a few things around. But I'm staying in Goldie, so I just come from Goldie.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, yeah,
just
sweet.
did a gig
True.
on the Goldie at lunchtime.
Fuck, how was the traffic on the way here, mate?
Bro, I think the first hour I was like, man, I'm killing it, and then I hit traffic and you can see like the estimated time just kept staying the same. The estimated hours
Kept going
like
up.
2.5 hours, and I drive half an hour. It's like 2.5 hours. I was like, man, this is just. But it's just we know that the highway's just like that. Eh?
Was that at Nudgy?
100%.
Like, Nudgy's
all
pretty
that
bad.
area.
Yeah.
Hey, I got like the tradie knockoff.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, it's not even 5 yet. It was like 3. It's like, boom.
Oh, that's
wow.
the peak, bro. Like
100%.
after that gate, was it the gateway?
gateway,
Yeah, the
yeah.
Yeah, you just
gateway.
get
After
stuck.
that, it's all over, right?
Yeah,
Depending
for
on the
sure.
time, dude.
100%.
Yeah, us coming back from Brizzy all the time. If we're in Brizzy and it's 3 o'clock, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's almost worth stopping at the pub and
I was
having
gonna
a
say it
beer,
must be
eh?
better to just like chill out for a bit and come back later.
Yeah,
I try and,
100%.
I try and do most of my like driving on that highway at night.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
later.
sure. You
Or
gotta
early,
do it.
or super early.
Yeah, or like it's either if you go too early, you still hit that morning bullshit,
Yeah,
and
it's gotta
then
be
you got to
like
like that 9
How
to
early,
fucking 12.
lunch, or
Yeah,
late.
that's it.
Yeah.
If you're after 2 o'clock, you're
screwed.
screwed.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, look, we're leading just with the boys. People might not know, our viewers might not know exactly who you are, where you're from, and
Yeah,
all that
for
stuff.
sure.
So I think we'll just start at the beginning, man. Where did you grow up, and how was all that?
So I was born in Mount Isa. We moved to the mines because Dad was in the mines in Mount Isa. Moved to Townsville. Grew up there.
Oh, yeah, we're from Cairns. So
Oh no way!
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah.
See, I always use Cairns as a point of reference because they're
Yeah.
like, "Are you from Townsville? Where's that?" I go,
yeah.
"You know Cairns?" And they go, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "South of Cairns," which is like most of Queensland.
We
but
call it Brownsville.
Brownsville. Well, and then we flood. I was trying to explain to someone, we're either brown or underwater. Like,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
just no in between.
Yeah, she's pretty rogue, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty. Townsville's a pretty brown place. Like,
That's what I mean. It's like we're
Yeah.
either drought or flooding.
Yeah.
There's no happy medium.
Yeah.
I feel like Cairns is a bit greener though.
yeah, it's
nice.
definitely green.
You got
Like,
the tropics there, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the rainforest and the
And it just has. I love Townsville. Like I'm biased. It's my hometown, but
Yeah.
there's just
Yeah.
more to do in Cairns. I tell people all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
if
right.
you're
It's
going to
real
visit one of the
touristy.
two,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cairns is set up for tourism.
Yeah.
We're just a big army town. Like I love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love Townsville. I go home all the time. But
Yeah, our
if
best
you-
mates from there too. Yeah,
For sure. And I was like, but if you're from overseas, which a lot of people are down south, they're like, oh, where are you from? Townsville. What? I'm like, Barrier Reef, Cairns. Like, oh yeah,
Just
Gilligan's. They go, Gilligan's. Like,
Yeah, of
Gilligan's.
course, yeah, that's a
of
good-
course,
Yeah.
Gilligan's.
That's a good point of reference, eh?
That's another big thing. Cairns is a hell party town. Hey, like everywhere you go, there's a bar.
I
on
would
every
get in a lot of
corner.
trouble if I lived in Cairns. So
Oh,
I lived in
100%.
Townsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we were up there recently, and you walk down that Esplanade, and you could be there for 3 weeks, just
Crazy.
going into pubs and all that
It's
shit, eh?
wild. And like in Cairns, because it's sort of, because there are more travelling people, I guess people know me in Townsville, so it's less of a, But I was in Cairns and I just had random people like walking up and hugging me. It was like super wholesome. I was like, it's like, hey, I was like, oh, hey, man. Like, and like my friend's like, do you know that guy? I'm like, no. But it's super positive, man. But yeah, no, it's
That's
cool.
good.
It's cool.
Yeah, it
Big
depends-
mix of travellers.
I think it's, like every city, it depends on the area. Some places get worse raps than others, but
course.
I think everywhere has their golden spots too,
Yeah, that's
For sure.
You only have to go off the beaten track 20 minutes and you're in paradise, whether you're in Townsville or Cairns, I think.
100%. For
That's
sure.
it. Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It's pretty magic. So, you moved from Mount Isa to
To
Townsville.
Did all my schooling and stuff in Townsville,
Yeah.
and then sort of moved back and forth. Townsville, Sunny Coast, back to Townsville, Melbourne. Melbourne was just too cold. I was like, no, back to Townsville.
Yep.
Then the pandemic hit, and I was sort of like, what are we gonna do? Ended up working in the detention centre.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah, so I grew
That's
up.
a screw, or
Yeah, I guess it is like it
Is that derogatory?
Cool, yeah. Well, it's like it's called a youth worker, which is just because it's because you're not allowed to say it's not a prison. It's a
Right.
rehabilitation centre.
Gotcha.
It's a prison.
Yeah.
It's a prison, but because they're kids, you can't say jail.
Right,
So
gotcha. Yeah.
just got to keep everything.
Juvie detention centre,
Juvie detention,
similar?
same, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
it's not a jail. It's a rehabilitation or whatever. But it's the jail. It's the kids' jail.
Okay.
But for years before that, I was doing bouncing, hospitality, and PT all at the same time. So I always had 3 jobs.
Right.
And that's why I
Wow.
sort of think when everyone's like, "You're so nice to the staff," it's like, bro, I will forever be a server. Like my
Yeah.
whole life, I've been a waiter and a security guard.
Oh, yeah.
And a PT. So if
you
I
know,
can't
yeah.
talk to people, man, I'm shit at all 3.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So, you know what the punters want and like how it feels to be on the
For
other
sure,
end of that.
man.
Yeah,
Particularly being on the end of punches of like
Fuck
of bouncing.
it.
So
Yeah.
I sort of
True.
think like doesn't hurt to just be nice to everyone.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
100%. Yeah,
so,
bro.
So then I was traveling around doing like that. So I did the same 3 jobs actually in Sunny Coast. So wherever I travelled, it always seemed to be PT, security, hospitality. Could never get enough hours in one job to
Yeah.
have one job. So I
Yeah.
always rocked 2 or 3 minimum.
Wow.
Sick, man.
Which was good. Like kept me busy. Like kept me
sure,
pretty
yeah.
honest.
And
which
you're
was
doing
good.
2. You know, it sucks. I'm sure it's hard work having 3 jobs, but sometimes it's mundane. Going the
refreshing,
same
bro.
job every day can get old.
I
Eh?
really struggle at doing the same thing. Like I like a routine that's different. Like my life right now is, to the outside looking in, it's chaos. But I have a routine. But like today, like challenge podcast, but I've got my routine. Woke up, trained this, hydrate, blah blah
Yeah, you
blah.
got the bones of
it's
your
the
day.
same
Yeah.
thing, but it's always different people and it's always different places. So even though on the outside it's like you're everywhere, it's like, but I've structured this day.
Yeah.
That I will wake up at the same time. I will do this at the same time. I will hydrate before my challenge. I will go to the gym. I will train. So it's that same thing. But if it's like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5,
Yeah, I
same
get
place,
that.
I just get itchy. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
for sure. Yeah.
I last like 2 months, bro.
So
like,
you
I just-
you create a bit of a timetable within the chaos, so where
100%.
you still feel a bit grounded
I
amongst
need
all this
structure
crazy
with what
shit.
I'm doing. Otherwise, like my weight and my brain just blows
Yeah.
out. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, fucking, I can agree with that. Eh? It must be wild. Good problems to have, though. I'm sure
Good
you
pro-
love the life that you got.
Absolutely
Mate.
beautiful, man. And like, so after I did like those 3 jobs, going back to what I was saying before with the detention, so I just skipped like all that part. That's what I was like, that actually tell you like the crux of what I was doing for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic hit, and so went back to Townsville because I was actually traveling overseas. Like, so I just went on this big like find myself thing. You know,
Yeah.
Nepal, India, Cambodia, Vietnam, by myself, just traveled
Yeah.
around.
Wow.
Let's go.
It was
On your
good,
own?
man. Just by myself.
That's got to
Just-
be the best way to do it, bro.
Like, I mean, it's good to get lost by yourself because there's no one to get mad at but yourself.
Yeah,
You know, I'm
exactly.
in India and there's just no one that speaks English where I was because I went to do this thing called Vipassana.
Right.
It's like a 10-day meditation retreat or punishment, depends how you look at it. But
Okay.
You can't talk, you can't read, you can't write, you
Wow.
can't do it, you can't exercise. It's meditating.
Shit.
You wake
Wow.
up, they ring a bell, you wake up 4:30, you got half an hour to get to the meditation hall. It's like 3 hours meditation. They give you food. 2 hours meditation, they give you food. So the whole idea
Holy
is just
shit.
like there's no outside distractions.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
just see where your head
Find
goes.
yourself
Wow.
quick,
And
eh?
you're like, man, I was having like flashbacks from like stuff when I was a kid, like repressed memories. It's incredible.
That's
It
crazy,
was cool,
yeah.
man. So like, went to do all this. I was in Nepal, and then Dad was, I was calling Dad on WhatsApp or whatever it was, and he's like, "Oh, there's this, COVID-19." I was like, "Dad, that's in China. I'm in Nepal. It's not going to affect me."
Yeah.
He's like, "I think you should come home," and I did, and that's how I ended up in the detention center because I ended up
Right.
back in Townsville with hospitality's closed, the nightclubs are closed,
Yeah, nothing
the
going
gyms are
on.
closed. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh,
Detention centres don't close, I assume. Eh?
there's always
That's one
business
thing.
for prison."
yeah, it's always business.
Unfortunately, but it's like a bottle it just never closes.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Pretty rewarding. You get much
Look,
out of doing that job. Like,
man,
was it the kids have actually problems, or is it the environment that causes them problems? Most of the time.
I want to say probably like 97% of the kids are now good kids.
Yeah.
With no guidance. There's maybe even 1%, 99%, and there's just 1% like adults.
Yep.
That you just think like
They're just
you
lost
just
or-
enjoy hurting people.
Yeah.
Like you just something in you has no compassion.
Yeah.
But the other 99%, like they do feel bad. It's the drugs, man. It's the drugs, and they get
Okay.
out and they get high, and there's 14-year-olds on like
Yeah.
hard drugs.
Wow.
But I always sort of wanted to go back, and I will. This is where I'm going with everything that I'm doing now. Is I want to end up doing like youth programs and stuff outside of prison.
Yeah.
It's really hard once you're institutionalized.
Yeah, inside.
You know, I've even got friends in like big boy jail, we call it, from bloody being in the detention center. But like once you're in, it is hard.
To get out of that.
Yeah, and then
that-
even when you get out, like even these kids that get out and. Like, people don't want to give them a chance.
That's
because, like,
right.
where you been? Oh, I've been in jail. Oh, sweet. We're not giving you a job at
Yeah.
Macca's. Like, these kids are trying to get a real job.
Yeah.
Or, like, just any job.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are scared of them. But it was rewarding in the sense where, I was in Cairns, what was that, 3-4 months ago. And I actually ran into one of the kids I had when he was like 14, 15, 16. he was 18 now. He's like bulked up. He's got a missus. He's got a kid. He's staying out
yeah.
of trouble. He's you know, like,
That's
come up, give me a
good.
hug. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's rewarding.
it's
yeah.
great, man. And you
Yeah.
build these relationships because, like, if you treat them like people, they'll treat you like people.
Yeah.
And I think you're right by saying that detention centre might not be the best for them because, you know, like, again, they're now put back in the situation where their environment dictates kind of, you
100%.
know, who they
Of course.
are and the friends that they might have might not be the best people to be around, you know.
You
Like,
know, you put a bunch of, like, I don't even say, like, you know, maybe trouble, but, like, you know, naughty. It'd be just like anything. It's like, I know myself, like, if I'm around a bunch of people that, you know,
Play up.
that play up, I'll be more likely to play up.
Yeah,
If
no,
I'm
that's
around
what
a
I'm
bunch of
thinking.
people-
They say
Exactly
you lay
right.
with dogs, you get fleas. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
100%.
it.
You're
That's
the, you
it.
know, you're the net total of the 5 people you hang around with the most. If you're in
100%.
jail, you're like, it just turns into this big convoy of like, when we get out, we're all gonna do.
yeah, it
this.
might manifest into
We're
something
all
worse.
just, you know, you all just get together, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden you got a crew in Cairns, you got a crew here, and now you're just linking.
Yeah.
You're linking all these people together that
And
aren't
there's
afraid
that
of.
continuity of that fucking being, you know, being criminals, you know, like,
100%.
or
And
against
unfortunately, it's a bit of a label. You know, when you're young, you want to belong to something. It's like, we're,
course.
we're tough, we're criminal. And I mean, like, that goes for everything,
everyone.
you know?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes it breeds this thing where it's like, well, if we can't get jobs, we're going to lean into this.
yeah, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's you know, but in saying that as well, there are success stories that come out of it. You just got to break the cycles, like anything, I guess.
Yeah, and
that's
what,
right.
and what would be something that you kind of lean towards more? So, like, would it be the sports? I know that
100%.
We'll touch on the boxing soon.
100%. So, like,
Sports and
with
stuff.
the youth, I would love to do, and this is where I'm going with everything that I'm doing now. Like, obviously, still do the social media. Like, this is me now.
Yeah.
And I just refuse to
Yeah.
ever work for anyone
Cool,
ever
that's
again.
good, that's cool,
This
dude.
is me forever.
Yeah.
But you know, wherever I decide, probably Gold Coast way. But again, I would happily go somewhere more regional.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'd happily go anywhere. But just to start up, like, you know, even if we travelled up and down, but we just had like a few different gyms, but basically just focus like at-risk youth. It doesn't have to be boys. It could be boys and girls.
Of course, yeah.
Because it's one of those things where I think if I wasn't boxing when I was a kid, I would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
But I was
Yeah.
too busy to get in trouble because I was boxing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
I'm
kind
not
of gave
gonna-
you some focus.
100%.
Yeah?
I'm not
yeah.
going to go run the streets. I got to go get a
Yeah,
I
you
got
gotta
to
be
fight
fit.
tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah.
get bashed because, you know, if you don't train
don't
for boxing,
train,
you get
yeah.
hurt.
100%.
But also, too, like, I don't have no aggression to fight you on the street. I'm tired. I just sparred all day.
Yeah.
I think, and those boys have the same thing, you know, and
Yeah.
boys and girls, but I worked with the 17, 18-year-old boys mostly.
Yeah.
So I can only really speak on the boys. But some of those girls are better fighters than any blokes I
Oh,
ever
yeah,
saw.
yeah.
We
Oh,
have chicks in there as well, but they're all segregated, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%. Man, if it ever came to the Sunny Coast with any of that youth stuff too, we'd be fucking keen as
For
to
sure,
get in there.
yeah,
just for the
absolutely.
future, yeah.
Yeah.
Boxing, boxing. How old? We might go back a little bit
Yeah,
there,
for sure.
but boxing. I heard. We heard a few things about it, but you were some sort of. You did real well in boxing as a young
so
fella,
just,
man.
just amateur boxing. So I started like cardio kickboxing when I was like 12, which is just like your boxercise thing. But one of the lads that was doing that was using that for like kind of fitness for mixed martial arts.
Yep.
So I got into mixed martial arts and kind of really got good at grappling. So I had a few mixed martial arts fights as like 13, 14, 15 and was just choking everyone out, but I was terrible with my hands. Horrible.
Right.
Yeah,
Horrible.
right.
So I basically was getting dusted till I'd choke them out.
Yeah.
So I'd always win by choke, and then, you know, I was lucky enough that my dad took me and my brother overseas to England, and we got to meet like Michael Bisping, who was the UFC champion.
Yeah, we know.
Got to
Yeah.
train with him at Wolf's
No
Lair. It was
way.
amazing.
Fuck
And it was
off,
so
that's
lovely.
so
Before
bro.
the eye or after the eye?
Before the eye.
Yeah,
before,
true, yeah.
back when he had both eyes.
Yeah.
He's such a funny guy, and he's such a good guy. I walked up to my dad, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm Mike," and my dad was like, "Oh, I know who you are." You're
Wow,
amazing."
that's a pretty cool
such
moment.
a cool guy, man.
Yeah.
You could tell that straight out
I
too.
mean, he's
eh?
such a real
such
guy,
an honest,
man.
normal
He used
dude.
to live in his car while he was on his way up. Like, he would like live in his car at the gym while his wife would do other stuff just to make it, you know. So
Yeah, wow.
He's a good
He's
success
one of
story.
those-
yeah. And you can tell that into someone, even from
Genuine.
the screen,
100%.
screen and stuff like that.
100%. So, but so they actually let me, like, we were like, "Oh, can we come and train?" And they're like, "Oh, well, you know, the pros train in the morning and, you know, the public trains in the afternoon." Well, I came in the afternoon and they were like, "Oh, we love this kid," because I was like 15.
Yeah.
Come in the morning. So I was coming in the morning and just like,
Wow.
just absolutely like kind of get thrown around, but I was 15 and they were like, "We love this kid." But they were like, "Look, your grappling's good. Your boxing is not good. And every fight starts on the feet.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
So you need to get better at your hands." For
sure.
So then I came back, because Dad was a boxer. I came back to Townsville.
And how
after
old
that.
are you, sorry, at
I
this
was
stage?
15 at the
15
time.
at the stage, sorry, yeah.
15 at the time, and was really struggling to get mixed martial arts fights, because back in the day, you know, I'm 30 now, so this is 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, kids don't cage fight. Cage fighting is bad. This
Yeah.
is before. Now it's kind of like everyone's
It's
an MMA
accepted.
fighter.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
so normal. Like,
That's it.
Sure, bro, yeah.
but so I couldn't get any fights. It was training was like maybe get a fight a year, and I was like, And then linked up with some of Dad's old boxing buddies because Dad used to box as well.
Copy, yeah.
And then got into boxing and then sort of like fell in love with boxing. I was like, well, if I can get a fight with boxing, I might just do this. And then sort of moved away from mixed martial arts. Not because I didn't like it.
She's more popular.
Well, I just could get fights. You know, the
Yeah,
first year
yeah.
of boxing, I had 10 fights. I was like, man, I've
True
gone from
shit.
having no fights to having 10 fights. Like,
Yeah,
I could have
yeah.
had more if I wanted. I just also was trying to function as like a school kid and doing
Yeah,
other
of
stuff.
course, doing your shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
sick.
went 9-0 in my first 9, got to the Australian title and basically like had this thing in my head where like, I need to be lighter. If I'm lighter, I'm better. And basically made myself so light that I gave myself like sports anemia, so my iron dropped out. And I fought this guy that like, it was good, but I just couldn't breathe in the fight. I just remember being like, why am I choking? And the doctor's like, your iron is like terribly low. Like, so I
Wow.
lost that one. And then came back the next year, won the Australian title, and sort of like had a bit of a break from the boxing and came back as a senior. But it's always been a thing that, like, I've really resonated with it. Like, it's always, I'm never getting in trouble when I'm boxing.
Yeah.
It's always when I'm.
And isn't that funny? Like, you would think if
Right?
you knew how to fight,
Right.
you'd be the
100%.
one that fights every, you
It's
know.
always
it's
the
always
fighters.
them kids,
Like,
eh?
if you're, like, even when I was bouncing, I always noticed when you're out, it's the people that tell you they can fight that normally can't. Sometimes they can, but most of the time they can't.
Yeah.
It's the quiet ones.
Yeah.
Because they're comfortable, like, you know.
That's
like,
it. They're confident.
no
yeah.
intimidation.
They got nothing
Yeah.
to prove, man. They
Yeah.
just, you know, they know they can fight.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's just funny how that works sometimes, you know. Like,
And how old were you when you won the Australian title? Did you say?
16.
16,
16.
so
So,
just
still
a
a
year
junior.
after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a year after. So, but then
Wow.
like that was grade 12 for me the year after that. So I was sort of like,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
had to
need to
focus
figure
on
out.
your
Yeah, it was sort of like, look, you know, I sort of had my goals, like my eyes set on this thing. And they were like, look, you could probably like go for the Olympics and stuff like that, but it's all down in Brizzy. And I was like, you know, I was 17. I just got my first girlfriend. I'm like, oh, I'm not leaving her. Like all this,
For the Olympics.
Yeah, for the Olympics.
Yeah,
That's a terrible
fuck
trade.
you, dude.
And where is she now? No, but no, I was also, you know, it was grade 12. I was like, oh, you know, the passion. I could just feel it. I was like, all right, if I'm not 100% in, and this is like everything I do in my life now. Can
Yeah.
I swear on this, dude? Can we
Fucking
swear?
oath.
Oh, swear, yeah, awesome. Because if it's not a fuck yeah, it's a fuck no.
Yeah.
And at that point, it wasn't a fuck yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, and I've still lived by this thing. It was like, oh, if I'm not all in, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once I won the title, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I really, the fire's gone. I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
I've had enough. And it's not that I didn't want to train, but it was like, what do I do now? Win another Australian title? Because they're all amateurs.
Yeah.
And I'm 17, I'm not going pro.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, wouldn't mind. So, like, wouldn't mind putting on a bit of weight. Because that other thing, too, being in high school and always cutting weight, I was like, man, you know, I'm trying to chase girls. I'm
Yeah,
like
and
60
then
kilos.
yeah.
That's like,
That's what I was about to say. So if you win the title in high school, surely you're the man.
Surely
yeah,
the
but
girls-
Surely you're the dude,
it's this
bro.
weird thing where it's like you kind of like I was always never really thought about it. Like probably was getting more attention than I realized, but in my head I was like, I don't look like those other guys. Like, you know, so you kind of block yourself.
Yeah,
from
yeah, I
doing
got
it,
you.
you know?
I get it.
But then so sort of got into like bodybuilding and stuff. I did that for a few years, did a few shows, but it just never was the same for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing like
You're very committed, dude, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
Like you
that's it.
said, fuck yeah, fuck no. Like you're
I'm-
all in, dude.
If I'm not all in, I'm out. You know,
Yeah.
even with this food stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I
when
know.
That's a
just-
good thing to have, man.
Yeah, I
because a
mean-
lot of people don't do that shit. They're either half-assed, you know,
Yeah.
they're
Well,
they want it
half-assed
for
in
the
everything.
wrong reasons they want it for, and
Well,
you know stuff
yeah.
like that.
One of my favorite quotes is like a man that chases 2 rabbits catches neither.
Yeah,
You know, so
Yeah,
if
so
I'm
you gotta-
chasing multiple things, like you can't be like a good boxer and a good bodybuilder and a good like
Yeah.
you'd be subpar at everything.
It's like burn the boats kind of
100%.
thing.
If
Yeah?
you're all in, you're all in. If it fails, then at least like even with the boxing, every fight I've ever lost, it's like, oh well, could I have done anything else? Absolutely not. In that, like everything leading up to the thing,
You were locked in,
That was
yeah.
me, man.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it was like when I screwed up my own nutrition and cooked myself. At the time, I was doing everything I could.
And in hindsight, you have a lot of respect for yourself in that situation
Of
because it's like
course.
that's all I could have done.
100%, I
It's
had
no
idea.
second guesses.
Which is also where I got really fascinated with nutrition after that. And I started studying like nutrition books, which led into my PT stuff, which has led into what I'm doing now.
True your PT as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I was
true.
PTing for years because I was doing the PT, security, and
Oh, yes.
and the thing. So, but that's what led into the like my obsession with like food.
Yeah.
And now it's sort of the thing that's helping me not get crazy fat because I'm like, all right, now I know from the bodybuilding and also the sports side of boxing, but like I kind of know, all right, sweet. Well, this is what I need, or if I'm eating this much today, tomorrow's going to look sad.
Yeah.
But I know what I'm doing because a lot of people are like, oh, you must just throw up and I wish I had a metabolism like you. I'm like, metabolism? Like, I spent 3 hours on the bike this morning, bro. Like, that's not metabolism.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
it just takes so long.
Like, I have
dude.
a fucking pie and I fucking put on
Right.
5 kilos.
But, you know, but I do say this and I do understand.
Knock on.
I do that all the time.
Knock on, bro.
The alien just fell down.
We're getting invaded if you can't see. But that's what I say to people all the time, though, like, and I'm very blessed now. Like, you know, so after detention center, I went to the mines, and I'll tell you more about how that blew up. But in this moment, this is my full-time job. If I get fat, it's my fault.
Yeah.
I have no excuse.
Yeah.
You know, like when you have kids, when you have a wife, when you have a commitment, when you have a job, when you have a sedentary job, you know, you can't jump on the bike for 3 hours. Or what are you just doing? Don't sleep.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you start getting cranky and you fight with your missus and your kid's sick and like, it doesn't work. Like
that's
I do
right.
understand, like, so a lot of the boys like, how do you do it? I'm like, you know, when you're waking up doing your family stuff, I'm at the gym because at this moment in my life, I can be completely selfish.
Yeah. Because that's the other thing. It's
It
like, fuck, bro. I've been, you know, I think we've all been following you for,
cheers,
however
bro.
long. Yeah, however long it's
For a
been.
while, yeah.
A year or two. And, yeah, I'm like, dude, this guy's all ripped and he eats like a
he's jacked and
motherfucker,
he's
dude.
fucking. How do you? Yeah, that's what I always
but
say.
I also see the other videos where you're on the bike doing them 10K challenges,
Trying to burn stuff.
and you're on there
like,
for fucking hours, dude.
Bro,
SD
it's-
cards are filling up and shit.
I'm
you know,
wasting the battery on my phone.
yeah,
I've got 3 phones. They're all full of just pictures of me on the cycle, like, riding.
Well, I guess that'll lead me your commitment and stuff to the other stuff. Will lead me into the next question. What was the turning point for you into getting into social media and doing these challenges? Like, how did that all come about? Because were you always good at fucking smashing feeds, or you had to practice? How does that all work? And stuff?
Yeah, how do you get into it? That's
Well, it's kind of like it all links into each other. I mean, I guess everything does. But so when boxing, bodybuilding, back to boxing, had a few senior fights. And then, still being an amateur, I sort of like, I'm a lot heavier now. All of a sudden, it's like, I can't get a fight. Can't get a matchup. And it felt exactly like it started when I started the MMA thing.
So
Like,
no
I can't
fights.
get a fight. Like,
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
rock up, no one wants to fight you. It would be the same 3 dudes. Because, like, now I'm, like, light heavyweight. And, like,
Yeah.
Townsville's not massive. Like, Townsville, Cairns, whatever, it's the same 3 dudes.
so. There's no one in that class.
We've fought them all. Like, we all fought each other,
Yeah.
And I was like, and that's the next thing. It's like, the next thing is like, oh, well, you could go pro. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to be a low level pro or like a journeyman because I'm not committing to this. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't like this.
Yeah.
I'm like 27 at the time. I'm like, I'm not starting my pro career expecting,
Yeah.
because I have other goals and aspirations and it was outside of boxing. I was like, the same thing. If I'm not all in, I don't want to just be a shit pro.
Yeah.
Or like a real low level. So I had a few fights, did a couple of cash tournaments, like, those knuckleman things where you just jump in and open weight
Fuck
fight.
yeah,
It
that'd
was
be
fun.
rogue,
It was
dude.
cool, man. So
Yeah.
one of the tournaments, I've only done like the one tournament, but it was 2 fights in one night, and that was like the highlight,
2 fights in a
Two
night.
fights in one night, and we won money. It's the first time I ever won money because of being an amateur.
Yeah.
So won both those fights. I was like, I'm done. Said to Dad, like, I'm done.
That's it. Yeah.
I've had enough. I would come back. I'll probably come back for like a little, I've got some stuff in the
Special
works
event?
for next year. Yeah. I'll probably jump back in one more time next year. Got some stuff in the pipeline.
Stop it. Nice.
Yeah, so it should be good.
Nice.
But at the time, I was like,
Done.
what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like, I can't really get, like, I'd sort of done what I wanted to do, and I'm like, I don't think I can replicate what I've just done here.
Yeah.
Let's leave on a high.
Yeah.
Ended up in the mines week on, week off, and I was still training. But then, I just even noticed, like, that week off in the mines, like, you're not sparring, you're not hitting pads. I'm like, I'm just sort of feel like you have a week of good training and then you lose it. And a week of good training. And, I can stay fit in the mines, but you're just not sharp.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right.
What were you doing in the mines, man?
He's a bit of a miner, Chris. He's
I was-
sparky.
Oh, true. Yeah,
As an electrician.
I
yeah.
was just a shit kicker, bro. I was a nipper.
Whereabouts were you?
Kennington, near Mount Isa, underground.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Bro, the second swing of my mining life, we're driving down to 500 level, and thank God this truck is coming up.
500 level.
500 meters. 500
off,
meters.
into the ground.
We're going down. Yeah, so our mine wasn't even a deep mine. 'cause
What were
they-
you mining? Ocean from China.
They
Right,
might
we're
copper
actually
that.
trying to get to China.
Yeah,
actually, but don't
they
tell them.
fucking-
Don't
that's
tell
a
them because
deep
they'll
hole.
come back the other way. But yeah, so we're like 500 meters down, and this is my second swing. So I'm green as I'm in the passenger seat, and this truck comes up. So trucks have right away because they got all the ore coming up.
Sure.
So we've reversed into a cutty, so just like a cut of open rock sort of thing. And as this truck's come up, we've looked back. He's come up past us. We've gone to go down, and we've looked down. And the guy next to me, Jesse, one of my good mates, he's from Cairns actually. He's still
yeah.
up there.
Yeah.
He's gone, silly bastard's lost half his load. And I was like, I don't see anything fall from the truck. Next minute, the rest of the roof starts coming in. We're like,
Oh,
no way. So he starts
shit.
reversing. Thank God it's him driving because I can't reverse the car, and the boys in the mines can vouch for that. They call me the wharf winder. So I'm reversing this thing. So not me, thank God. He's reversing this thing up, but the whole roof is like caving in. So
Holy
we almost
fuck.
died in a rock fall on my second
That's
swing.
crazy.
Second week.
Second swing.
Second
well, second,
swing, cuz.
second. So yeah, second,
was the
second
swing?
week of me.
What was
so
the
it was week on, week off,
Oh,
which
yeah,
was good.
sweet.
So yeah,
That's
it was
good.
technically my second
week.
week, pretty
Wow,
much.
dude.
Yeah.
So, but like ever since that second week, I had a crippling anxiety that I was going to die in the mine. But I
Fuck
wanted
yeah.
the
Don't
money.
blame you, dude.
So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? My missus at the time was a nurse, and I was like, what do I do when she's at work? So then I just started doing these food challenges for something to do.
You copy.
Yeah,
Right.
because I had a week off and I was like, I'm either going to become a really bad alcoholic or I'm going to get good at something else.
Yeah.
So, I was like, well, if I do this video thing, it'll keep me motivated to stay fit for starters. Because I was like, what am I training for if I'm not training for boxing? Like, what, just training to train.
Just to be
And
fit,
if I don't
yeah.
have a goal, I don't do it.
Yeah,
Like, I just,
yeah.
or I'll half-ass it. Like, if the boys are like, we're going out drinking and I've got a challenge tomorrow, not a chance.
Yeah,
There's
right.
a 0% chance I will be there.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Because
good.
like
Well,
I've
you know that. That's a
I've
good
done
thing to
one
know.
challenge hungover and I was ready to die. And I hate
I can't
seafood, and
imagine
it was
that.
a seafood
No
challenge.
way, bro.
And it just smelt like
Oh,
vagina
baked.
or something. Well, yeah, baked probably
Disco
a better
puss.
way. No good, bro. And I have such bad PTSD from that challenge. It was a seafood challenge in the Townsville Sun, and as the challenge, and I don't like seafood.
Really? And you still did the challenge?
Well, because it was supposed to be
It's the love of the game.
yeah, 100%. I'm committed. No, it was supposed to be something else. It was supposed to be cut Murray, which is they cook it in the ground.
Okay.
But it rained.
Right, so
It
they
actually
couldn't do it.
It actually rained, so they're like, "Oh, we can't do it, but we've substituted this instead. We hope that's fine." And I was like, "It's game day. What am I supposed to say? No,
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
take
I'm
it away.
here.
I'm not doing it."
Yeah.
Like, and it was at a youth fest, and all the kids are going to be there and stuff. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to let these kids down. So I mean, I feel like I'm allergic. I can still eat it,
Yeah. Just tastes like shit for you.
but it's just not my style.
Yeah.
Dad's
What sort
aller-
of seafood we talking
It's like
about?
shellfish. Dad's allergic to shellfish.
Yeah,
so
I am
my,
too.
Oh
Yeah.
no! So my whole life I grew up like shellfish is poisonous.
Yeah.
Even though it's not to me, in my brain it's not good.
Yep.
So I just kept that same kind of feeling. But yeah, so that's I guess from having that sort of experience, it's just kept me like, and having this like, I don't want to be hungover. I want to be fresh. I want to be good for the videos. I want to give my best to the people I'm seeing and sort of stuff. It keeps me more disciplined. So that's why I started filming all this stuff on my week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a few videos that actually did really well, and then it just started to sort of grow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
someone was like, "Oh, you can make some money from this," and I'm like, "You absolutely can't." And
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah, I fucking thought there's no way. Like, there's no way I would have thought.
Well, that's
that-
what you were saying today.
Yeah, I was
That
like-
must be
Yeah,
a
so-
new job.
This is
Eating
a
for
new job.
Well, it's the
eating for money.
craziest thing, and for everyone listening at home, like in Australia, we don't have the creator fund for Instagram or TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was American, I would be getting a
Heaps.
full-time wage.
Yeah.
From
If
what
not
the
more.
views
Yeah,
or
if
whatever.
not
From the views,
more.
Yeah.
just from the views, bro.
Australia
I'd
doesn't
be
do that.
chilling. Nah, so we get paid for Facebook. Like I'm monetized on Facebook.
Right, yep.
Which is decent, and then my YouTube's like I just do more like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We shoot portrait.
Yep.
So
Yep.
everything's like that. So all of my content is mostly portrait. So it doesn't really convert to YouTube, and I get slacked to.
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
we're here.
All
And
that
I'm
shit,
trying to
yeah.
talk to a chef and so I just normally don't even worry about the YouTube camera. So
Okay.
my YouTube is monetized, but it's not really making any money because I'm not really
'Cause you're
doing
not-
anything
yeah,
with
you're
it. To
doing
be
that
fair,
shit.
Because it looks shit, when it's on the portrait. And
that's
they
what
got
I mean.
the black
And
on
then
the side,
everyone
yeah.
goes, it's this shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like, I know, I'm just being lazy. So the
Yeah.
next step for me now is like when I get a little bit bigger, I'll get someone,
Film.
once or twice a week, and they can be my YouTube guy. I'll still rock,
What you do.
the vlog style, do everything the same.
Yeah.
He'll just be there. I'll pay him. And then we'll have a bit of a then I'll add to the YouTube, but it just doesn't make sense right now
Yeah.
to put money into something else because I don't want to take away from the quality of everything else I'm doing
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
focusing too
On
much on
other
two,
things. Yeah,
on
too
two
much.
things.
Yeah.
Especially when what you're doing is working a treat, like
100%,
you don't want to,
you know.
you're on the right path, keep it going.
And
on
I'm
that
enjoying
path,
it. I don't want to take away because when I'm doing too many things at once, it's sort of I stop enjoying it.
Yeah.
know,
So are
it's-
you editing all your shit as
Yeah,
well?
I do everything. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
See, that's a big job in itself.
Yeah,
man.
bro. Like editing, filming. I mean, the tripod do most of the filming, but it's like
Yeah.
the driving, the eating, the filming, the training. It's like, all right, sweet. Like
The video is 10% of what you do, eh?
Yeah,
That's a full-time
Like
yeah,
the
for
rest
sure.
of it's the fucking work, bro.
100%.
Yeah.
So like the way I get paid outside of Facebook is like businesses like either paid collaborations with brands, which is I'm only sort of just getting to that point now.
Yep.
Or paid collaborations with businesses. So they'll be like, hey, we've got a challenge, and I'll be like, this is going to sound really weird, but this is what I charge to rock up. So
Yeah.
I treat it like a musician would. Like
Right.
rock up.
Yeah, it's a bit of a show.
Yeah, you rock up.
I
like,
believe, yeah.
For sure. It's like, here's a like what I charge, and obviously it's worked its way up over the time, but
Yeah.
here's what I charge. I'll rock up, we can do a meet and greet, I'll advertise that I'll be here, I'll give you like multiple videos, every platform, we'll tag in it, invite you to collaborate. So like
Yep.
it'll show up on both our platforms.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sort of like, and it also covers like travel costs,
Of course,
accommodation, that sort of thing, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah.
dude.
And then 90% of business is like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There's always 10% that like, you want us
Yeah,
to pay
yeah.
you to eat our food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know, but at the same time, like, I'll get your business. Like, I
Exactly.
promise you we'll boost. But, and that's sort of how we do it, because that's why I couldn't imagine, like, when people are like, you can make money for this. And I was like, well, how?
That's what I thought.
How?
Like, how?
Because I'm not getting paid from Instagram. I got videos with like a few million views or
I've
blah, blah,
seen
blah,
that,
blah.
bro. 14 million. Fuck.
Yeah, not $1.
Yeah, what's
Do you know what I
wild,
mean?
bro.
I was
That's
like,
crazy.
no,
Have you
like-
worked? Have you seen like what Americans would get paid for that amount of views?
Yeah, I haven't actually figured it out because
Was
I
it
feel
like
like,
hurts
I feel
to
like
know?
it make me sad.
Yeah.
Even if it was like a couple of grand for a big video, you're like, oh, that would be enough.
Yeah,
That would be enough.
it's pretty crazy that they don't do it. I don't understand
I
what
feel
that
like
is.
Australia is just that little bit behind America.
Yeah.
And probably in a couple of years we'll have it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like we're just that like little step behind, but like it's everyone's starting to sort of see this as like, this is the future, and it is really in terms of marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
Social media is it? No one's like back in the day. You're paying like $10,000 for radio ads.
Yeah, yeah.
bro.
No one's listening. Well,
People
not that
listen,
many,
but yeah.
Fuck,
not
bro, it
that
had
many
to have
people
dropped
are
off
like
50% at least, bro. You'd think,
now
hey.
Spotify and that. Like not too many. If we go, hey, today we're the Kenilworth Bakery, blah blah blah. People are like, oh, Kenilworth Bakery, like. But when you're on the radio, like, come to the Kenilworth
Yeah.
Bakery.
Yeah.
People are like, oh,
There
It's just
was-
another ad. You
there's
don't even
someone
hear
else
it,
down
bro.
the road.
Yeah, people are visual. I'm a very visual kind of learner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
me
want to
too.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what like even just watching your videos, I look at the places you've been,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, I want to go.
Well, I
it makes
fall
you feel
victim
like,
of that too.
Yeah, you feel like, oh, fucking go there and try it out because Jimmy's been there,
Like we were at Hale and Jay's the other day, and I was
Oh,
like,
I love how
bruh.
Jay's
Yeah.
because they
It's a
also own
fucking-
Jimmy's.
Oh yeah,
He's the same
Jimmy's.
follow. Jimmy's Burgers. Have you ever been to Jimmy's Burgers?
No.
in Cairns? Bro, check it out. Change your life.
true
really?
shit.
Shout out
'Cause
Jimmy's
they do-
Burgers. Best name in the game.
100%. Though, like when I go to fucking Hale and Jay's, we love our piss. I'm
Absolutely.
walking
And
there.
I love how on the wall they've got good tequila,
Shit tequila,
shit
yeah.
beer,
shit beer,
yeah,
good-
shot, wet
wap
ass pussy
shot.
shot. I'm like, dude, I'm staying here, bro.
I finished that big platter and he's like, all the free shit tequila you want. I'm like, brother, I'm going to die if I have one tequila shot. Come back later. I was like,
It's a
I'll come
fucking
back, I'll come back
sick-
tomorrow.
It's
So
a
good,
sick
bro.
spot,
it's a
bro.
good spot, like right there on the
Beautiful.
We
water.
get where you leave the airport, you go Hale and Jay's every time,
Hale,
bro.
man.
It's always open, bro. They always got good food,
Nice
good
people.
vibes.
Yeah, good vibes.
$6 shots or something.
$5.
$5
Yeah,
shots.
yeah.
$5.
sure.
You
It's
go,
like-
it's like you're silly not to get one.
Yeah,
they got
at
it
least
sorted.
one,
It's dangerous.
It is.
What was your first challenge, bro? What was something like, maybe is it on film or was it off film, the first one?
My first challenge was at a place called OBJ's in Townsville, and I actually sucked. I wasn't very good at all because I basically thought I'll train all day, and then I'll get to dinner and I'll be so hungry, and I gave myself heat stroke.
Oh,
And I rocked up at the restaurant,
Sweating, shaking.
and I was dehydrated, and I hadn't drank enough water, and all that. Dehydrated from training and not drinking enough water. I had a bit of a touch of the sun because I was running around,
Yeah.
thinking like I'm gonna be so hungry tonight.
Yeah.
And, no idea what I was doing. That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Oh, really?
Because you want to rock up super hydrated. You want to rock up fresh, hydrated.
you want to feel normal as
yeah,
fuck. Yeah.
So when I wake up, I had a challenge day at lunchtime. The last challenge, I did another challenge yesterday too, but normally the last meal I'd have before a challenge is 24 hours before.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, say it's a lunchtime challenge today, the last meal I would have had is lunchtime yesterday.
Yep.
Nothing for dinner, but I have a really big meal at lunch the meal before to kind of pre-stretch.
You're right.
Then no food for 24 hours, but the morning of a challenge, I'll wake up and drink 3-4 liters of liquid.
Yep.
Stretch your stomach out, then you just basically pee it all out before the challenge, but then I give myself a 4 to 5 hour gap between the last liquid and the challenge.
Right.
Because if you don't
big.
eat anything at all, your stomach,
Shrinks, right?
Yeah, if you go on a fast and try and eat a big feed, you feel crook.
Right.
Yeah.
And also all the water, TMI, but all the water pushes everything else out. So if you've got food in your guts, drinking 3 or 4 liters quickly, it's like a cleanse.
Yeah.
It just comes
It's
out.
a fucking art to
But
it, eh?
man, yeah, and just learning the hard way, nothing worse than being in a food challenge. You haven't done it properly, and you're gonna shit yourself, and you're like, I can eat this much food, But eating
it's-
this much food is gonna make me like I've finished challenges in the early days where I'm like it's not the space. It's like I'm gonna shit myself. Like, I'm trying to act all
I'm
on-
full, dude.
Like I'm just pushing this way down. It's like this is not an attractive look. Everyone's like, you're gonna be sick. It's like
No.
And you can't just go to the toilet, can you?
no, because like
it's part of the
you
rules.
Get up, you can't leave the table. It's
Oh,
like,
fuck.
you know, I promise I'm just gonna shit. They're like, oh, you failed. Like,
Yeah.
Because as if anyone's going to believe, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
bro,
oh, just
no,
eat
no.
2 kilos. Yeah, I'm going to go shit.
Yeah, sure. Exactly
Yeah.
right. So, but there's definitely a science and art to it. So I've just I got no shame in asking people that come before me. Like the best guy in Australia, Jay Webby,
Big mouth.
amazing, bro.
Lebanese dude?
Yeah,
Or like,
he's Aussie, but he's I think he's from like Turkish descent
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
but
yeah.
The Aussie fella, he's great, man.
Yeah.
Third best in the world. He'll be the best in the world one day.
Third best in the world.
Best in the world.
And he's
Holy
here.
shit.
He's bro,
Aussies
and that's the
are
crazy
crazy.
part. So like we're the two guys in Australia that do like the food challenges. There's a lot of us, but I'd probably say not probably. We're the two.
We're the best,
The,
yeah.
not even I'm definitely not the best, but the biggest.
Yeah.
The biggest.
Yeah.
I'll happily say like
Most
I'll-
well known.
Yeah,
maybe?
yes. That's
Yeah.
a good way. He's the best.
Yeah.
By far. But people are always like, what do you reckon? You got him? I was like, if he is Kobe, I'm like in the backyard like shooting some threes. I miss most of the time, but every now and then I'll like film me getting one, and they're like, "You ready for the NBA?" It's like, brother, I just missed
That's
10
good.
shots to get this shot. So he's like the GOAT. He's so far up here. But if I have questions, I ask him.
Yeah.
You know. So when I was like, bro, how do I monetize this shit? And he was like, you just do this, this, and this. So he was. It's
cool,
He
dude.
sent me his like. It's basically like it's called a media kit. You send you through like here's what I do. Here's the cost. You know, if you got a brand deal, here's the thing. Because I was like, oh no, I got no one to
no idea.
ask.
Good to know that. People know that shit, eh?
100%. And the thing is, it's good to know that there's people out there that just want to help other people. He has no need to help me because now, you know, sometimes businesses might book me instead of booking him.
Yeah.
But he said, bro, there's so many businesses out there. We're not in competition. We're in this together because the more of us that do this, and this is what he said to me,
Yep.
the more of us that do this, it's a legitimate job.
Yeah.
They stop looking at us like we're weird. This is a real thing. We're
Yeah,
doing
so
a real
people-
thing.
yeah, I get
Promote
it.
your business with us. We'll get you business. And
Yeah.
that's essentially, like, obviously it's fun. Like, this is a game for me. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got to look like, from a business, this is advertisement.
Yeah.
For me, I'm having a good time. I'm making friends all up and down the coast. I become friends with the chef, the wait staff. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm in town for a few days, we go out drinking with the wait staff. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
But from a business point of view, for someone that doesn't see the fun side of it, you know, maybe the owner that's a little bit older and the social media thing's a bit weird.
yeah.
You know, it is what it is, different times, but you go, look, business, money will get you people. And then after the challenge, I've had owners call me like, I'm sorry I doubted you. We
Thanks.
sold out the next day.
Yeah, sick.
You know,
Fuck
the
yeah,
thing
bro.
that you bought, we sold out. It's
man,
like,
it's a very niche fucking thing you got
it's
going
very
on,
niche.
man.
I'm very, very lucky. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, and
very
I think that's good too. Like when I first started watching you, you're very likable. You know what I mean?
cheers,
You
bro.
watch it and you're like, oh, you want to watch more. You know, like you click
Yeah, you
into the
feel like that.
profile
Yeah,
and you
for
go
sure.
and you do scroll through it. You know, and like, you know, I think we touched back on a few of the ones like the ramen fucking
Yeah,
bowl, dude.
yeah.
How the fuck, bro? I couldn't drink that much like liquid, let alone the
just-
food in the fucking
It's from
thing.
like, we practice stomach stretching, or stomach stretching, sorry. All the
What does
best
that
guys-
entail?
So-
Just drinking water.
So it's super bad to just drink a bunch of water because it can actually like it gets super bad. You can actually like
Drown?
Yeah, I've
basically,
heard of a
you can
dude who
drown.
drank like fucking 5 liters of water or
Yeah,
something and
it's-
died.
it
or
can
some
be
shit,
really
yeah.
bad
It gets
for
rid of
you.
your electrolytes. Is
Yeah,
that
bro,
right?
you piss out all your electrolytes. So
Yeah.
I've done a few ones where it's just water and you finish and you're like, oh, I should have
Fuck.
done that. So the
Wow.
idea is that you'll have like a big feed, and then you'll eat, and then you'll drink on top of that. So you've still got food in your stomach, and then so it's like, you know, you'll try and
Like
you
a
know,
natural
you go to a
digestion.
buffet, or you sit there with like watermelon, broccoli, one small steak, and like soda water or whatever, just to stretch your stomach out. Because if you do it with fast food, you just get fat as.
Yeah.
So when you're training for it, you're trying to do lower calorie food, or you know, maybe 1 week you hit the buffet and then you just train around it, or you know, like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
over time, it's like a muscle. Like the same way you can build your chest up to go from like a 60 kilo bench to like, you know, 100,
Yep.
120, 140.
Yep.
Your
So you
belly
start
can.
small
See,
and then you fucking
100%.
build it,
And that's
yeah.
the advice that I'd give to anyone that wants to do food challenges.
Yeah.
Don't start big.
Yeah.
Start with a kilo steak.
I
That's
thought
a
you were
lot of
born with it.
food, bro.
Oh, yeah. Look,
I thought you were born
To
like
be
you're
fair-
born with a huge gut. And
to
that,
be
like,
fair,
you know?
some people are naturally freaks. Like,
Yeah.
I've met people, like, I'm telling you, I do the water thing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I've met people that are like, I just rock up and do it.
Yeah.
And they
Wow.
just smoke my times.
I
And they're
had Happy
they're just
Allen.
Freaks, man. Yeah.
I watched Happy Allen do that Happy Meal challenge today.
Oh, yeah.
Cunt did it in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I was just like, how?
Yeah, some people just quick eaters.
Yeah,
Some people
I did a hamburger in 55. I was like, all right, well, I'm fucking out of that. I'll
100%,
never be an
100%.
eater.
Yeah.
Well, you can train. Like,
Yeah, well, I
Jimmy
could
said.
try.
Yeah,
but
for
fuck,
sure.
I'm already fat, dude. So if I was going to be good, I'd be good, but I'm not. So whatever. No. And your first challenge, Do you remember what that what
it
you
was
actually
like,
ate?
It was like a giant hot dog. Like a foot-long hot dog with like all these chips. I think it was like 2.5 kilos. And I just got smoked. So I actually jumped on ChatGPT. How do I get better at food challenges?
Yeah.
And there was a list and I just did it. And here we are.
True. Shout out to AI, dude.
Shout out to AI. Honestly, if you got a question, ask me or ask Google. And it's probably Google, man.
Probably better.
But I have a few people like, oh, how do I train for this? And I sort of give them like, this is some tips. But of course, everyone's different as well.
Yeah.
You know, like
The
some
anatomy's different, yeah.
100%. Some people will do a little bit of training. It's like running, man. Some people will do a little bit of training and be really good.
Yeah.
And then some people will take a really long time. Like it's
Yeah.
taken. I think my stomach capacity is probably around the 4 kilo mark now, maybe just under.
Shit.
But there's the people that have like 8, 9, 10 and have built it up over time and time and time. But I know some people that have got to where I'm at with like little training.
How long do you stay full for after that?
I did a challenge at lunchtime, and then I won't eat again today.
Yeah.
And then and I won't eat again till lunchtime tomorrow. That's me. And I was
How much did you eat today?
We didn't even weigh it, but it was just like it was a big platter. It was like ribs, a pizza, a salad, calamari chips. There's something else I
fucking
forgot. It was
crazy,
a lot,
man.
bro. It was a lot.
Bro, I
I
had
remember
a-
finishing it. I was like, ugh.
I had a toasty before I came. I was chockers.
And that's the crazy thing too. Like I get used to being full.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you get really full and you feel sick and
Yeah.
you almost feel a bit panicked.
Yeah.
I've got to be really full to feel like that. Because I can be like dying and you're so used to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's just
right.
like, I can be like on the verge of spewing and be like, huh.
It's a mental thing
Yeah,
after some
because
point,
you're
right?
used to it. Like,
Yeah.
I can be like, oh, I'm going to spew soon. And my friends are like, you're right. I'm like, it's going to come soon. And I just sit there and be like, oh, there it is. So like, try not to do it too much. But like, if it's coming, I don't make myself be sick.
Yeah.
But if it's coming, it's coming.
So because you've expanded your gut,
sure.
yeah?
Yeah.
So if you just have like a normal meal,
Oh.
you get
I
you still
live
fucking
with
hungry.
soda water, bro, because I'm so fucking hungry all the
Oh,
time.
so you gotta just keep
I
putting food in
just
there.
Smash liquids all
Or
the time.
something in there,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Just smash just low calorie dense foods, like lots of veggies and stuff. But on the road and that,
Yeah.
I'll on the road just smashing like
Just water.
soda water,
Yeah.
diet Gatorade, just basically amino acids, anything that's just.
So you've definitely got the fucking you clued up about the nutrition side. of it
Yeah,
and
otherwise
what
you just
you
get
need.
fat, man.
Yeah.
Because like if I ate how I felt, I would get really fat. 'Cause
Yeah.
in between the challenges, it's like, I'm still hungry. I
Yeah,
probably
of
need more. But
course.
it's like, well, you don't really need more, bro, because you ate 10,000 calories yesterday, so you need to chill out today. It's like,
Yeah.
it's the days in between that suck sometimes.
Yeah,
'Cause
right.
You just get so hungry.
Because that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because your stomach's so stretched. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, don't have a challenge today, so
Yeah, and you're like-
I'll have a sandwich and no, that's not
You're
enough.
like, this just ain't it.
Yeah.
This just ain't it. But the
Fuck.
beauty, though, is then when you get into your challenge, you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah,
From
for
being
sure,
so
right.
hungry. I found when I do back-to-back challenges, by that last challenge, you're like, oh, I'm so full.
Yeah.
You know, like you're mentally not there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's called ghrelin. It's your hunger hormone.
Right.
The more and more and more you diet, the higher that ghrelin gets.
Right.
So, and everyone has a different level of ghrelin. It's the hormone
Right.
that makes you hungry. So
Right.
you know you've got some friends that are like eat a sandwich, and they're like, it's not that they're full. They're like, I'm just not hungry.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I was never that friend.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not that I could eat a lot of food, but I was always hungry.
Always
you
hungry,
know,
yeah.
even like I'd finish my meal and be like, I'm still hungry.
Fucking
Yeah, that's
poor
not
parents,
me.
bro.
Bro.
They're like, fucking Jimmy.
I'm sure they're not surprised now that I'm doing food for. But so I think also too by dieting in between the challenges, it allows your ghrelin to get back up. Because
Right.
if you're always smashing food, your hunger hormone's not there. Because it's like your body's really clever.
Yeah.
It's like
It
I don't
knows.
need to eat.
Yeah.
I don't need to eat. I don't need to eat. Like you're putting on weight, you're holding weight. Like you don't. But that's like you see these people do like 12-week challenges, and then afterwards they just go ham. They're like, oh, I'm gonna eat everything because their
they're
body's
so
just screaming,
hungry,
feed
dude.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's why yo-yo dieting doesn't work. Because if you cut everything out straight away, your body you overcompensate unless you know what you're doing. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, That's what I drove trucks for a little bit and servo
Yeah.
fucking breakfast, lunch,
Bro,
dinner, bro.
it's so hard to eat good on the road.
Yeah, and I got fat. Like I was 66 kilo. I got up to 97.
For sure.
Full big fat cunt. And then I just started having like a coffee in the morning and
Yeah.
eating dinner.
Perfect.
But dude, like it shredded off a lot of fat. Like I said here, at 82 now.
Yep.
But that was so hard. As soon as food was in front of me, it was like just grub.
And you just get so hungry.
Yeah,
On the
bro.
road,
It's so uncomfortable. Like we work in the sun. We
Yeah.
do construction.
For
we do
sure.
solar.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And so when you're working pretty hard, and then it hits a point in the day where you are genuinely starving.
100%.
And then you come out of that,
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What's that? What's that bit?
I'm actually not
you
sure,
know?
to be honest. I'm not really
Don't
sure.
know?
It's probably just the same thing.
Your body
your
going.
hunger. I think, like, to a certain degree, your body's. I'm not really sure, but I think to some degree, your body sort of has that same thing where you get so hungry that it's like, all right, if we're not getting fed, like, we're just gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna relax.
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
just
leave it
like
alone.
kick off the brakes because it's that sort of thing of, you know, when you're so tired that you hit a point that you're not tired.
Yeah, you hit
the
I think
second window.
Your body's just like, well, if we're not getting it, might as well not fight. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
might as well not
just
fight
keep
it.
going.
You sort of just
Yeah.
like get delusional, or you're so hungry that you're not hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
I wait for that moment of the day. I'm like, all right, I'm starving. It's 10.
Yeah.
It's eventually
Any
going to
moment
let
now,
up, dude.
any
Yeah,
moment,
yeah,
it's gonna
And
get
then-
easier soon.
And then as soon as you're distracted, it's
Yeah,
all over.
and that's
She's
the other
good.
thing. If you're distracted, you're fine.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why it's
If you're thinking
super-
about it, yeah.
That's why I tell people, if you're dieting, don't have snacks in the house.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just don't have stuff that you like. Like, even if it's like you got fruit and vegetables and you've only got your diet food, you're not going to snack on a carrot. Like, maybe
No.
you do. That's fine. You can.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can,
But
but
you
you
don't
won't.
want to. I don't want to snack on a
Red
carrot.
Rock,
That's
yeah,
just-
Red
no
Rock
one does.
delis in the cupboard next to
Bro, I
bananas.
was gonna
Dude, what are you
say,
doing,
the
dude?
packet of Tim Tams, that's mine. And then on the Tim Tams, it's like, what is it, 10 servings a packet?
Yeah.
No one has
Bullshit,
ever
dude.
done 10 servings on a packet of Tim Tams. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie.
And have you got like some sort of grasp on how many challenges that you've done, or have you got like a win and loss?
I have no idea.
No
I see
idea.
some guys actually that have it like a boxing record. They're like, I'm 500 challenges with 456 wins, and that's so cool. But I just nah.
Can't keep
Don't
track
do
of
it.
it,
I
dude.
kid,
No.
bro. I know that I normally go all right.
Yeah.
But I still get rolled pretty occasionally. So
Yeah. What I see, I saw one the other day. You were fucking. Oh man, it's just
the big
crazy.
palmy.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, but 20 minutes, not a chance.
Yeah.
It came out, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, I
but
saw
we
you
gave
say
it
no.
a red hot go. I was
Yeah,
like,
you did.
just not enough time. But we
And
had
do
to-
they set the time?
Yeah, for that one they do.
Ah.
For that one they do. So for stuff like that, there's a pre-existing challenge. They set the time.
Uh huh.
But you know, if I'm working with like, you know, I did a challenge today for a brand new place in Gold Coast called Small World Pizza, and they're like, we want you to do a challenge, we want you to make a challenge, we want you to start the challenge.
Okay.
So
you
we come
set
in,
the- yeah.
we set
So
the
you
time,
set it. Yeah.
got the big platter, was like half an hour, did the challenge, 17 minutes, and we were like, oh no, let's just make it one sitting. Like,
Yeah.
'cause we go, we'll try it. And I'm like, all right, I thought this was going to be easier than it is.
Yeah.
If it's taking me 17 minutes to do it, like, I'm not the world's fastest eater, but I do this, or I practice a lot.
Yeah, or-
So
yeah.
for your regular punter that just wants to have a go, like,
It
they
needs to be
can
more.
eat that volume, but let's give them one sitting.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you can just eat this in one sitting. You
No
win.
time, is that
no
what you mean?
time, no
Okay,
time.
okay, I got what
no
you're saying.
time,
So you
limit,
can
just
sit
one
there-
sitting.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit there for an hour and 10 minutes. Normally, if you can't, we normally say like an hour max, because if you can't get it down to an hour, you're probably not finishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just go one sitting. It's up to you.
And there has to be a certain point where it's like 3 hours.
Look,
and you're
I mean,
like, dude,
I think,
fuck
you know,
off,
you've
bro.
got to hit a point where
Yeah.
I think most people get bored before they're like,
There has to
"Oh."
be a line.
You
Yeah,
know, for sure. But
Yeah.
you know, if you want to sit there for 3 hours, it makes a great story. Like, you know, it makes good. It's good. It's, you know, it's the same thing. There's no such publicity as bad publicity. You can, if they sit there for 3 hours, what a
They
story
finish
to post on the page.
yeah.
Johnny sat here for 3 hours and 20 minutes, and he won.
He did it, yeah,
Up
yeah.
to you. Like,
And it's
Yeah.
wild how predominant, like, you know, you don't realize how many places actually do these food challenges
sure.
in Australia
Of
too.
course, yeah.
Obviously, we all see these people in America that do it and stuff like that. But then you go around, and it seems like every city in Australia has
Yeah.
some challenge to it,
I
you know?
think, yeah, I think as well, like, by kind of, as people get more and more, like, savvy on the social media thing, they kind of like, look, there's something to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something to this. Like, how do we get people to our restaurant? Well, you know, times are tough. The inflation, the money, like, you know, why would I try a new place when the pizza place down the road's my favorite? I'm
Yeah.
just going to go there because it's reliable. I know I'm not going to be disappointed. Do I
Yeah.
try
Know the price.
If I go to the new Chinese place, if it disappoints me, I'm going to regret it. I don't want to spend my money on something
Yeah.
I don't
They
know
don't
about.
like, yeah.
But then the Chinese place has a challenge. Oh, I want to try that challenge. That'd be fun. You go with all the boys, or you take your missus. Your
Yeah.
missus is going to do the challenge,
Yeah.
but she'll get a feed.
Yeah, fun
And then
to
you
know.
try it. The food's good. You keep coming back, or you have this thing where you put someone's picture on the wall, and it's like, oh, you know,
He
Sam
ate.
did the challenge in 25 minutes.
And
all
you
the
can
boys
take
at
your mates
work-
there, bro.
All the boys at work are like, I can beat you.
smash that.
And they come in, and your tradies are the best for it, man, because
Yeah.
we're all just so competitive.
Yeah,
like blokes in
100%.
general.
And our eyes
Yeah.
are bigger than our mouths too, most
Oh,
of the time.
bro,
eh?
that's all of us.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think, you know, you need that point of difference of, like, you know, and that's why I think these more challenges are popping up, because, you know, gone are the days where you can eat out multiple times a week. Like,
Yeah.
it's so expensive.
Yeah, it's so dear.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
so dear, man. Shopping's like, you know, you get a cart of, not a cart, a basket. It's like $120.
Easy.
Like,
I know.
I remember filling up a trolley. Like, I'm not even that old.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, back in the day, you fill a trolley, it'd be $150.
Max.
You'd be like,
You
fuck
get-
me.
you-
Max.
it used to be get a loaf of bread for $1 back when you were a kid. didn't you?
Yeah, was it 3 pence?
I mean, you could take whatever you wanted because there was no cameras in the store. You could just keep going. Like,
Eight loaves of
too
bread.
much security now.
How did you take to all this big blow up that you've had?
Yeah,
Because it
'cause
was
you've
seemed
blown up
instant,
heaps,
right?
yeah.
What,
Yeah,
are you,
look-
how many followers are you at now? 250? Quarter of a million?
So I think it's just under 250. I think it's like 230 something on Instagram, 250 on TikTok, 100 on Facebook.
So collectively,
which is
fuck,
collectively
right.
600,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
which is
good.
great, man.
And how long was that, you reckon?
Like,
Before, from this time you started on there?
From the time I sort of like, I officially say I started probably like, mid 2023, but my first video that ever did really well was October 2023. And then by the end of the year, or maybe, pretty much by the end of the year, I was at 100,000. So that first
good,
few months,
man.
like, it was like just exploded.
It did,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
that's
was
crazy.
And then, it sort of goes ebbs and flows. Now it's sort of that thing where like my Facebook's just jumped 20K, but my Instagram will sort of sit where it's at. And then
Right.
TikTok will jump 10K, but then it'll sort of sit. So like things sort of just all balance out.
Progressively.
Of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Over
And
time.
are you a numbers guy? Do you keep your eye on it? Do you
Yeah,
does
look,
that gauge what
I used to really stress about it.
Yeah.
And then like even like, because you can have views per month. Like when I started, it'd be like 20 million views a month on just one platform. I'm like, oh shit.
hell.
And now it like sort of floats between like 6 and 8 and you're like,
6 and 8 million.
yeah. But
Wow,
then to
dude.
me, it's like, oh,
I'm down, dude.
6 million for the month on, that's only that's one platform. You got other platforms.
Yeah.
But I was like you said, man, like you can't always be doing like, you're not always going to set a record.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
another couple of years, it might be 30 million. Like you never know, it's going to
That's
ebbs and
right.
flows.
You
But
don't
you
know.
can't be disappointed. Like
Yeah.
I would have fallen over when I started at 6 million, but it's just about like being. I think for me, it's like
You get
you
used
always
to it,
want to progress, but you can't lose. Like I think I was losing sight of the fact of where I'm currently at.
Right.
Because you always want to be better.
Yeah, yeah.
Like same thing. Like I'm at 239,000 on Instagram, but I'd like to be at 250. Then I'd like to be at 300.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to be at a quarter of
course.
half a million. And
It's
I
natural.
got mates that are at $1 million. It's like I want to be at $1 million now.
Yeah.
But that's why you're going to be good because you're constantly
Yeah,
self-critical
for
of where you're
sure,
going to be at. People
100%.
hit 250 and go, well, I'm going to kick back now.
I think it's that thing
You know?
of being grateful, but not being like being content, but not being comfortable to
Yeah,
stop. Like
yeah.
I'm super grateful.
Yeah.
But we're just starting. Like,
And
it's
Still be a
like-
bit humble.
and being
about
like
it.
that can be
and that's
hard,
the thing,
eh?
man. We're just people. Like
Yeah.
I have kids and stuff come up to me like, oh, can we have a photo? Like I don't want to bother you. I'm like, oh, Barry, like you keep
Get
me
in
relevant.
here.
Yeah.
Take more photos. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tag me in the. And it's not even just for the attention side of things, but it's purely for the support. Like you support me, and I'm so grateful for it because if people didn't care,
Yeah.
like
you wouldn't be anywhere you're doing.
it's-
Yeah. You wouldn't be doing what
Social
you're doing.
media is just about people caring about what you're doing. That's why I never understand why these people get too big for their. I don't even call them fans. They're just like followers, like friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are people that are supporting you. I'd rather call them friends than fans because if they suddenly decide that we don't care about this guy, you're done.
You're done. You're out. That's it. That's your core.
You're
dependent
fucking-
on them,
For
huh?
sure,
Yeah.
and it's that same thing of like nobody owes anyone anything, but it's free to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
free
so
to be
good,
nice.
like-
I had a kid tell me like, oh, didn't want to bother you for a photo and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, bro, you don't bother me at all. He's like, yeah, well, I walked up to this insert fitness influencer. It was a fitness influencer from Sydney.
Yeah.
Ran up to him and was like, oh, can I have a photo? And he reckons, nah, fuck off.
Oh,
But
so-
this kid was 16. He was like shaking. Like he was like when he came up to me, you could see he was nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, you right, bro? He's like, I was like, do you want a photo? He's like, oh, can I? I was like, yeah. But it's like,
Fucking oath.
imagine like being young, you go up to someone that you look up to and they tell you to fuck off.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
Yeah,
that's
dude.
bad for
just
you,
be
bro.
better. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
exactly, man.
because we've
I
all
agree.
been that younger kid that looks up to someone
Yeah.
like, and like we do. I'm not a brain surgeon.
Yeah.
Look up to them.
That's it.
I
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
food. My job's not serious.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool, dude. So you handle that kind of stuff pretty well then, because you're obviously a very people kind of person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I might, like if it was ever myself, I don't know. I'd always feel a little bit uneasy. Like the people coming up and my
It was
family and
big adjustment period.
Yeah,
big
yeah,
adjustment period.
yeah.
The first,
Yeah.
the first 6 to 12 months, like I'd be out like with I call him my brother, but he's like my older brother, but when not actually brother,
Not
but
blood, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'd be out with Lou, and I'd be like, bro, I just feel like everyone's looking at me. He's like,
Yeah.
because they are.
yeah.
Oh,
That'd be an adjustment.
cool.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Like I'll catch eye contact with multiple people, and I'll wave at them now,
Yeah.
and they'll wave back.
Oh, cool.
Because you
For
know,
sure.
yeah.
You know, it's not weird. Like when I
Because
was,
you know they know you from shit.
100%.
Yeah.
And if you
100%.
don't wave, I imagine you're kind of both in this weird
You
spot.
just
Like,
feel
oh,
strange.
like, we both know we're looking,
because
but we're not
they're
doing
like,
anything.
Is
You know.
that guy from Instagram with the very distinguished face tattoos? And it's like, well, it's not anyone else. See, when I was younger, people would
6
look at me-
meals in front of
Yeah, eating 3 cheeseburgers with both hands.
Is that him? Yeah.
Because my whole head's tattooed as well, like
Oh,
so
really?
under,
Shit.
under my hair. So
What do you got on there?
I've got like Zeus and Athena and like all like Greek
I
stuff.
reckon
so,
it hurts on your skull.
oh,
eh?
it was so bad.
I reckon
bro.
it rattles your fucking head.
I think
I
I, lost,
hold
I
your jaw
think
and
I
shit.
lost more brain cells from the tattoo than getting punched in boxing.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
But,
an eyelid must be pretty rough too, eh?
There's not that many nerves on your face because I didn't shade on my face, like you know,
Just
like,
lines?
yeah, it's mostly just lines, you
yeah.
know, and there's not loads of nerves in this part of your face.
Yeah.
But the crown of your head, when they're like shading that, I remember just sitting there like, just let me die. I'm like, but so when people used to stare at me, it's because like, who is this head tattooed weird?
Because you had it shaved, obviously.
Yeah, because I had shaved for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had it shaved for ages. I sort of grew hair back out of the mines because we were in a lead mine, so we couldn't have a beard. So I always had a shaved head and a big
'cause of
beard.
masks, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we were only allowed a mustache with the respirators, and I was like, man, I look like a skinhead, bro.
I look like
you know what I mean? I was like,
Nazi with the
yeah, but no, literally, I was
Yeah.
like, this I look unsettling.
Yeah, that's
So-
like me if I shave my head. I look like
Yeah.
a white supremacist.
So
I
like,
can't.
so
looks
now,
like-
but now people, I think I'm gonna rock the bald head again. Look, because I'm balding a bit, so I'm like, it might be time to let go of the hair. People know.
I feel that.
People know that I'm not a crazy bad person.
Yeah,
anymore.
that's a good thing,
But,
yeah.
but when people used to stare at me, like it wasn't positive.
Yeah,
necessarily.
yeah,
So
I get
it
that.
was the transition period to realize that okay, they're not looking at me like he's gonna rob us.
Yeah.
They're going, oh, we know
That's
that guy.
that dude,
We
yeah.
like that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the transition period for me. Because I would be like, I feel like everyone's looking at me.
Yeah, being judged. And,
And it would be like, I feel like everyone's looking at me bad ways.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, they are looking at you good ways.
yeah, yeah,
You go
yeah.
say hello, shake the hand, everyone's cool. Like, you know,
Yeah.
even this older generation, because it's more on Facebook now, you know, we're at Harvey Bay last week. I got like 70-year-olds, a 70-year-old couple's like, oh, hey, I'm Norm and his wife. And they're so nice. Like, love your Facebook stuff. And I was like, man, this is dope. I've got 7-year-olds and 7-year-olds.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just so nice that we can all bond over
Yeah,
food. Because
'cause-
everyone likes food.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Because
100%.
tattoos were like a big thing back in the day. Like my grandmother, like she was like, "What the fuck?" If you, she
I was-
was pretty vile. She'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing that to yourself?" You know, I got some tats and that.
I was always told it was like bikies, whores, and sailors.
Yeah, exactly. You're a fucking, you know, she thought I was a piece of shit because I
Yeah.
had
Well,
tattoos.
because back in the day, like most
That's
of the
you're
time,
right though.
it
Them
was
three
bikies,
characters,
whores or
dude.
sailors.
Yeah,
I'm not a sailor, so
Yeah,
maybe a bit of
I'm not a
bikie
bikie
whore.
either.
Well, $20 is $20.
yeah. So that transition may have come a bit easier to you because it went from being that character to now
For
this
sure.
new character where you
Yeah.
are this good person.
For sure.
As much as it may have been in your mind that people were looking at you to be judgmental,
Yeah.
whether it was or not. Some
Yeah.
people, me personally, if I saw you in public, if I didn't know you, I would have thought you were pretty cool with all your tattoos.
Yeah,
so
I
there
mean-
are these weird things
There's
that you
100%,
personally
yeah.
might have
100%,
thought that
yeah.
in a negative way. So transition makes sense that you might think that it becomes a bit easier,
for
right?
Sure. I mean, like, and even in the juvie when I worked in the detention center, my tattoos just helped.
Yeah.
You know,
'Cause they can
because the
kind
kids think
of-
you're cool.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
that's
they're
it.
like you're cool. You know, and we've all got a past, but the kids can feel that. You know, like oh, cool. You know.
Yeah.
But I think it sort of worked in my favor too with the videos where people might look at me and go, "Who's this criminal?" And then I start talking. They're like, "Oh, I feel bad that I judged him.
Yeah.
I'll give him a chance."
That's
and
true.
then it kind of creates this thing.
Yeah.
I never meant to do this.
May
thing.
have worked in your
But
favour
it
there,
has
hey?
actually worked in my favour
Yeah.
because I look one way and talk a way that people wouldn't expect. They almost catch
Yeah.
themselves for being judgmental,
Yeah.
and they give me a chance.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. I've
You know
even
what I
said
mean?
to my
Like-
missus, like, I've shown her, like, you know, I'm like, oh, this bloke's
Yeah.
coming on. I'm like, I don't know, he's so nice, and I'm jealous of that. I just find myself unintentionally, like, I'm still nice,
For sure,
but
yeah.
you are like you can tell that you are going out of your way
Oh,
to make
cheers,
someone feel good, you know, nice.
Yeah,
Whereas
thank you,
people,
yeah.
most of the time, you're looking at a menu or your phone, and you may not give them that
Yeah.
time. You know
I-
what I mean? Where I noticed that about you, and I think that stands out, like
Yeah,
when you
you
watch your
definitely-
videos,
Cheers,
because
bro.
you catches you off guard of how nice you
I
are.
think
Yeah.
it's just a time on the tools thing in terms of though, like from always being in restaurants and pubs and
Yeah.
clubs and stuff. It's and the way I was raised. My dad's like this. My dad talks exactly the same.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
just
right.
talks exactly the same. Like,
Yeah, and you
thank
always
for-
have as well.
Yeah, always. Like,
There was
I
never
got
a turning
report
point?
card in like grade 2, and it was like Jimmy has the best manners I've ever heard. And like
Yeah.
it's just always been a thing. Like I was always just told, like you know, basically you can have whatever you want if you ask for it nicely.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, not that you want stuff, but just the whole world floats around you better when you just like
Yeah,
someone
and that
you-
makes sense.
Positive
Someone-
as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
someone's
yeah.
having a shit day and you're like, hey, how you doing? And they're like, oh, why are you talking to me? Oh, yeah, I'm actually having a shit day. And be like, you right? And like some people, like the amount of people that have opened up to me recently,
Yeah.
now that I've started doing like, you know, because I've always been big on like affirmations and positive thinking and stuff. I've
Yeah.
just sort of I've started showing more of like the way I feel and the way I look at life into like my videos. Because before it was just food.
Yep.
I was like, let's not branch too far away from the food. Let's build a brand before I start doing other stuff. Because then you don't want to
Yeah.
you don't want to do too
Turn
much at
people
once.
away,
People get
yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we just know you as the food guy. Now you want to talk to me about positivity. It's too much. So it's
Yeah.
like just slowly but surely, like mental
Just
health.
introduce little
just little
bits,
bits,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, your morals introduce them
For
into
sure.
into what you want to
The
be
amount
a
of
part of who you are.
100%.
Yeah.
And the amount of people that come up to me that be like, you know, this thing happened in this relationship, or you know, I just lost a brother, or something like this, and this I really related to this, and this is how I feel about this. But it opens up a door that they know I'm comfortable to talk about it, because some of this
Yeah.
stuff's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like strangers. I have some really deep conversations with strangers, which I love.
Yeah.
Because never in my life I ever thought strangers would be coming up and telling me about this like crazy shit, like, oh, you know, this really helped in the wildest
That
situations.
must be so cool, dude.
It's so rewarding, man.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
good.
You know, because you got the platform to do it as well. Like
100%.
someone like, you know, like anyone in the street starts talking about positive, they think it's all mumbo jumbo. You know what I
100%.
mean?
Well, it's a
Yeah.
facade of what they want to appear
Of
like
course. And when-
sometimes.
You know, when I was doing my PT years ago, I would have similar videos like this. But, you know, 2,000 people compared to 200,000 people, like, you might have like 10 people, like, that's really good. But a message, like, it just doesn't go as far. You just need,
Yeah.
you need numbers. And
Yeah.
like, it's
Oh,
just
sure.
like,
yeah,
you know,
that's
you
just
just,
the way the world is. Yeah.
you just need that platform for, you know, because even if it hits 10%,
Yeah.
you know, 10% of 200 is 1,000 is better than 2,000. Not to say that like any change is good. Anyone trying anything. If you got one follower and you're doing something good, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
But
yeah.
it is so rewarding now to kind of feel like, you know, now that I've got this platform, I can do the things I wanted to do before, but I just
Yeah.
never had the means to do so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
that's so cool.
And that's the underlining things that come with these. You know, sometimes you go on a path where, like, oh, I didn't ever saw myself doing this,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
always wraps around. You can, you know, it's funny
100%.
that you wrap it towards something that, you know, you do want, you know, morally,
Of
or
course.
the way you do want to be
Yeah,
perceived
you
by
can
a
always
pop,
swing
you know.
things in your favor, I think.
Yeah.
You just need to look for how.
Yeah.
You know, because even this food stuff, I was like, you know, I always wanted a job that I always wanted to travel.
Yeah.
I wanted to be I always wanted to be a comedian or something like that, but I always wanted a job that I could travel because I didn't like the idea.
Something
I didn't-
new.
Yeah, I always wanted a home base, but I always wanted to be able to meet people
See the
and
world.
get paid for it.
Yeah,
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 man,
yeah.
seeing different shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's,
a
that's
dream,
my
dude.
thing too, man.
Exactly right. And like,
Yeah.
you know, just even like experiences, like we're in Harvey Bay the other day, and one of my good mates that I've met through the challenges was like, what are you doing later? And I'm like, challenge. He's like, no, what are you doing between the challenges? I was like, sitting around. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to jump on a helicopter? I'm like, oh, I'd love to. He's like, my friend owns a helicopter. I'm like, you're kidding. He's like, so I met him through a challenge. Now his best mate owns a helicopter. We're above Fraser Island in Harvey Bay. And I was like, how did I
Fuck.
get here? But
That's so good,
You
man.
know what I
That's
mean?
what I mean,
It's
dude.
those cool opportunities
Yeah.
that, like, that you're right, that it's sort of like, it all comes back
Develops
around.
itself. Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. You know, you meet some people and they're so stoned on their
Yeah.
path. It's like if a door opens, sometimes you got to go
100%.
through that door to get back to where you kind of want to be. You know,
100%.
you shut all the doors and you
Yeah.
want that one.
I think
may never open. You
I
know.
think sometimes the things that we miss out on is like such a blessing. Like I always say, rejection is just redirection. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the things I wanted the most failed miserably.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to be in the mines.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
thought that's it. This is
Yeah.
me. You know, it's not really getting paid to travel, but I've got a whole week I can travel. And then basically it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And I was sort of like, oh, I wanted it so
disappointing.
badly.
that
And
roof
now-
caving in worked, dude. That's
you know what I mean?
you know something like you
Yeah,
said.
100%.
Rejection
you know?
is redirection, dude.
Exactly right. So
Yeah.
then we ended up here because I had a 5-year plan, not a 12-month plan.
Yeah.
'Cause This was supposed to be, I'll do this later.
Yeah, yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Then the universe was kind of like, well, you better find another job if you're not going to do this full time because you just lost your job at the mine. And like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Let's go.
I
There you
still
go, you
remember
put it out there.
I still remember your videos of when you were doing them in the mines.
In the
actually.
mines.
Yeah, in your high vis and shit, and the dongers in the background, and you know, doing them challenges and stuff. And so it's so cool to see the progression, dude.
Oh, cheers, bro.
And
Yeah,
like
for sure.
you moved in. That's the other thing I was going to ask you. Oh, before we go off the the blowing up thing, how often do you get stopped nowadays?
Oh, look,
Like
it
if you're
been-
walking down the fucking road
it
in
depends,
Gold Coast, bro.
It depends. Like, so sometimes it sort of just ebbs and flows. Sometimes it'll be loads.
Yeah.
Loads and loads and loads. Particularly like, depends if there's drinking involved.
Yeah.
If we're out, it's
The Irish
are like,
courage.
"Hey." Yeah, the
crazy.
people
Jimmy.
like,
Crazy.
Yeah,
we went
yeah.
to Wildlands last year. It's a New Year's festival.
Yeah, I remember you saying. Yeah.
And like my friends were like, we're going to the bathroom. And I'd be like, I'll come with you. They're like, nah, we'll meet you back here in like 20 minutes.
We'll never get in.
One step photos, next step but it was great. I had the best time.
Yeah.
And I ended up making so many friends, but it's the same thing of because everyone's like, yeah, which is good. I mean, it's public space. I've said this to loads of people on other podcasts. If I'm in public, approach me.
Yeah.
If I don't want to be approached, I won't be in public.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
That's
The whole
the way
thing
to be.
the whole
yeah.
thing of trying to be a public figure is like when I'm in public, I'm on.
You're
Yeah.
approachable.
If I
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If I'm having it, my dog's just died and really bad shit's happened. I
You
just
ain't
can't
going
talk
out.
today, man. I'll order my groceries to the house. I'll stay home because I don't need you to see me
Yeah.
at my worst.
Yeah.
It's part of
Not
the
to say
job,
that
isn't
I'm
it?
not a human, 100%. you
Yeah.
know? Or there might be times where you got to go out and stuff, and you're not quite yourself, but never be rude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. But it's so like even today's walking back from the gym to the car and all the roofers. No way!
Yeah.
What's happening?
That must be cool. Do
It's
you
great,
like it?
man. I
Yeah.
love it, bro.
Yeah, I
Because
love it.
It's so
Such
positive.
a change,
Yeah.
bro.
It's so nice.
There's
And-
no
and
one like
people
talking
are-
shit to you or nothing.
People
like,
are
it's
happy. I
good.
mean, all this shit is spoken online.
Yeah,
And the same
yeah.
thing, bro. Keep all good. I don't mind. You can and that's why I say say whatever you like about me online. I mean, say it to my face if you like, but at the same time, it's just not achieving.
They
anything.
never
Like,
will either.
And it's not going to hurt my feeling with sticks
Yeah.
and stones.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the comments are redundant because it's like, oh, there's people starving in Africa. It's
That's what I was
like,
about to say.
No,
What
it's
kind
like-
of backlash do you cop? Do you
there's
cop
people-
any, if any?
Well,
or-
it's like, other than just people being like, oh, your fucking face tattoos are stupid and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't mind about that. It's all good. You're always going to get someone. But
Yeah, of
he's like,
course.
there's people starving in Africa. And I was like, well, what do you suggest? We box up these burritos and we
They'll
send
be
them
rotten
over there.
by the time they get there.
But I always say, look, and I don't respond to comments unless it's that one. Because I
Yeah.
go, cool. There is people starving in Africa. There's
Yeah.
people starving in Australia too. Let's fix our problem before. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
do let's try and fix our own backyard and then worry about globally.
Yeah.
We raise money for Food Bank.
Okay.
We raise money for on the channel. I say we all the time. I've got multiple personalities. I probably do that to be honest. So through the channel, so me and all the people that support my channel. So we
Yeah.
on the channel raise money for mental health because I'm really passionate about that and,
Yep.
and Food Bank Australia.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
when they're like, oh, there's people starving, I'm like, bro, I agree. Here's the link to Food Bank. Donate what you
Yeah,
can.
we're
Because
working-
we donate.
we're working
we
on it.
donate. We
Yeah.
donate thousands
Yeah.
every year. They never comment.
and then,
Yeah.
then
So I just
keyboard
assume
warriors
that
would
I
never
just
do it
assume
too.
they've donated because they haven't got back. But if you're really that passionate about it, then I am I agree.
Yeah.
So donate some money.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, be
yeah.
part of the solution.
part
not
of
the
the
problem.
solution.
Best way to fight hate is to just give them the option to help
Yeah,
themselves.
you
I
can help-
guess.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I'm not taking food out of homeless people's mouths.
No.
And if anything, we can use this platform to be like, here is the link for Food Bank. Donate some money.
Yeah, that's the
You
best
know?
way.
So
yeah.
that's just because otherwise, you'll never win an argument with the fool.
Nah.
Yeah.
It is
Fucking-
what it is.
Yeah. Well, and how did you go with the the moving from Townsville to the Gold Coast? Because at that time you would have been kind of blowing
Right.
up, dude. You're going from this town that's like built in a crater
Yeah.
to the city, dude, where life's completely
popping.
different. How was the adjustment for you?
Terrible because I moved down for a girl. I moved in with the girl and caught her cheating on me 14 days between the moves. So I
Dude.
got to Gold Coast. I'm glowing up. I'm feeling like I'm the man. I'm killing it. I'm
Yeah.
killing it. Have this beautiful girlfriend from the Gold Coast. Sick. I'm
This is the top, dude.
This is me, bro. I've made it. I've made
Telling
it.
the boy.
Yeah. Mum, I'm on TV. I've made it. They watched me onto the Today Show. I'm here. And then, caught her cheating on me. And I was
Like quarter.
oh, look,
you
I
just
caught her
saw
on the
messages.
phone
Yeah, right.
about a guy she'd just been with. So, I said, not caught her in the act, but
yeah.
caught her confessing, so
Ah.
well, look. I was like, oh, well.
Great
looks like-
adjustment.
and I just moved in. I moved in with her too because we were kind of doing long distance.
yeah.
Look, I'm all in or all out, but that was too far in. I was
Yeah.
should have probably found somewhere else to live. But anyway, so then sort of one of the guys that I'd done a podcast with, he had a spare room, so I moved in with him, which was like a saving grace. But that whole adjustment period.
Meraki?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
he's a lovely bloke.
Matt, is it?
Matt,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Matt. I know, Matt.
But so I was living with him for a little bit, for a while actually. So I've only just moved out to my own place now.
Okay, cool.
But it was that same thing of the adjustment period of going from Townsville with all your people in your little bubble to branching out, and the only person I knew on the Gold Coast is this one girl.
Who did the dirty?
Who was a cunt? yeah. Shout out, no jokes.
But and I'm so grateful for her because it was the thing that made me move to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have moved to the Gold Coast without a place to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful for the fact that that she got me here because then I just didn't leave. I just stayed here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and it would have
things-
been beneficial to everything
Oh,
you were doing,
man,
bro.
look, honestly, everything got better once I moved down here because just collaborating and doing this sort of
Yeah,
stuff is
everything's down
It's
here.
here, man.
That's
Yeah.
what we did
Yeah.
too, because we were in Cairns. We
Yeah.
were doing fuck all there,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
we
too
moved
hard
here
to
and
collab.
so many doors opened up,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
So-
it was we moved here 13 years ago or something like that. And
Yeah.
Dad, had, being you would know, similar place where it's very isolated. The closest town's Innisfail or fucking
100%, bro.
some other or Cardwell. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like there's
for
fuck
sure.
all going on. So old boy was like on this path of success and went. Brizzy is surely the hot spot. We got to get there
For sure.
So we moved
Yeah.
to Brizzy and then did a day at the sunny coast and was like, fucking
Sunny Coast is way.
fuck Brizzy, dude. Yeah, we come to the
100%.
coast where all this,
I think Sunny Coast is probably more enjoyable, but there's just more options for collaborations for the food stuff in Gold
Yeah,
Coast.
yeah.
Otherwise, I would live
Did
here.
you live here
Definitely.
for a
I
bit?
lived in Maroochydore for 2.5 years.
Ah, okay.
Bro, this is the spot.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
beautiful.
This is a spot where, like, just
It is
Well,
getting a bit rough
Goldie's
these
saying,
days.
bro. Like
It's
price.
expensive now, bro. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Second most
expensive.
expensive city in Australia.
Yeah, because it's so beautiful. That's
And
what they get you.
I think
I'm
it's
like-
I think it's the most popular place. Like more people are moving here than anywhere
I
else in
believe that.
Australia.
I believe it.
Yeah.
After COVID, man, all the Victorians were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, look at this beautiful place." It's
Yeah.
like
They're
and
just
you
so
can-
free.
You got like bloody Montville, Mulaney. Like,
Yeah,
do you want
bro.
the beach? Do you want the hinterland? Like, what would
It's
you
all
like?
here,
Like
yeah.
both. Like,
And you
Bang,
can put a
yeah,
house
yeah.
up for sale for however much you want.
It's yours.
Some kind of buy it.
100%.
Like that's just the way it is, Like so, it
Yeah.
makes it hard for everyone else.
It makes it hard to buy a house. Though, hey?
Yeah,
Honestly.
you try to be a young cunt around here. It's hard.
Yeah.
Local
Oh, for
bread's
sure.
$8. Like everything's a bit hard.
You want a V? $6.
$6 for a V, bro.
Give us half your wage, son.
What
Yeah.
about a bottle of water? It's fucking $5.
$5.
Yeah,
I
no,
might just be thirsty
I'll
today.
just drink out of the tap.
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I'm from Mount Isa, so I'm pretty sure I'm full of lead, so anything in the tap can't hurt me, bro. I'm invincible to it now.
You
like-
draw with your finger. That's how much lead you
Literally,
got.
bro. Someone's like, "Don't you ever get sick from the challenges?" I'm like, "If the lead hasn't killed me, nothing will now, brother."
What about marriage and kids and stuff on the line?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I love kids. Like, I'm actually surprised I don't have kids now. Well, no
you
kids that
might.
I know about.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely like that's 100% on the cards. It's definitely what I want.
You got a
know.
missus now? No.
Nah, not at the moment. So, but it's just sort of that thing where it's, it will lead into that for sure.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Does having this popularity that you got now attract the ladies or?
Fucking
Yeah, I
oath
mean,
it
like I
does,
think
dude.
it's one of those things.
Surely,
I
yeah.
think it's one of those things where it's like you got to be really careful about who it attracts.
Yeah, because
know
you
what I
might
mean?
get
'Cause-
people who
Yeah,
attract them
well,
for
you
the
just-
wrong reasons. Is that
100%.
what you mean?
I always think like, look, would you care if I didn't do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a- yeah,
that's
I
the
get
thing,
it.
right? So it's like, would you care if I didn't?
If it all fell apart,
Yeah,
would
you
you
Or if
still
I
be
hadn't gotten
Well,
here
that's
in
what
the
I mean.
first
If
place.
I wasn't doing this stuff,
Yeah.
if I was
Yeah.
just Jimmy from the mines, would you care? Probably not.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, for
But that's
sure.
got
No, I
to do
get
with
what you're
love, though. We're just talking about going out.
It's not bad. No.
yeah.
Oh, that's good.
No, I could have. Yeah, well, I mean, kids and stuff. That's all. Some
Yeah.
people are fucking very
Yeah,
adamant and they don't
for
want to do
sure.
it. Especially people that have gotten a lot of success quickly.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well,
"This
I
is
mean,
me, dude."
I guess it
but-
also depend on my partner too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I've got god kids,
Yep.
that sort of stuff where it's like, I'd love kids, but I'd happily be the cool uncle if my partner was like, nope. But
Yeah,
like, it's
okay, so yeah.
So it's not do
So
or
it's
die
not-
kids.
No,
Doesn't
like,
define the wife.
No, for
Copy,
sure. It'd be
yeah.
like it'd be nice to have someone to do the whole life thing with. But if they were like, again, because I'm not pushing them out,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go nah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know, if they're like, I don't want to do this, I'll be like, well, I'm not doing it either. So
Okay.
it's up
Pretty
to you.
understandable.
Yeah,
yeah. And along the way that you're living and you're doing things, you probably
No, I
find someone the most natural way,
100%.
because you're so busy.
Yeah.
That one person will rock up one day, and then
100%.
Yeah, it'll click for
you're
sure.
not chasing it. You're busy, so it'll
Yeah,
come
for sure,
around
for
and be
sure.
more natural. In that
Yeah,
way.
for sure.
Yeah. What's the 5-year plan, bro? We got to the youth stuff that you
Yeah,
try
for
and get
sure,
to,
for
but
sure, like-
just in general though,
I think before even the youth stuff probably comes overseas.
yeah.
Go overseas, try and like build up more of a brand because a lot of my audience is like Australian.
Yeah.
So build more of like an overseas brand, do some other stuff, get some bigger collab deals, get some get some more merch out, that sort of
I've
stuff.
seen you in Indo and shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'd love to go do like the USA, UK, that sort of
Fuck
stuff as
yeah,
well.
bro. You'd be over in the US forever doing
it'd be
challenges. You'd
amazing,
think,
yeah.
eh?
Yeah,
For sure,
I think
for
it'd
sure.
be big over there, yeah?
Yeah, they love it. bro.
Everything's
It's
bigger
insane.
in America,
Everything's
dude.
bigger there.
Of course, yeah,
But
that-
it's, like before I went overseas, I really wanted to like do more stuff in Australia.
Yep.
Like did the Gold Coast today, but yesterday we're in Arachula. So like
that?
out west of Brizzy, like 2
Oh,
hours
yeah,
from Gold
okay.
Coast. So it's like it's small.
Little town.
Yeah, beautiful, bro. Wonderful place.
Yeah.
Wonderful place. Great pies. Like really good. stuff like that. So it's like I really want to do more like rural Australia,
Regional shit.
regional shit. But then, like, you know, definitely overseas. Like, I
Overseas.
reckon probably in 12 months, in 12 months, if I'm not living overseas, I'll be traveling back and forth a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good, man. That's
yeah,
a good goal,
and then once I get the brand bigger and bigger and bigger, I'll have more and more resources, and then I can do the kid stuff. Like I can do the you know, the boxing stuff with that sort of thing. I think for the moment, like I don't want to kind of stunt the growth by locking myself
Yeah.
into one place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
makes
also don't want
sense.
to start a program and leave.
Yeah.
You know, get the kids rolling. Nothing worse than getting some good stuff going and then leaving.
Yeah.
So I
And
think
getting
I
some
would-
monkeys off your back by doing the traveling and like you don't,
100%.
you know,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not
that
going to get
makes
yourself
sense.
stuck in that.
100%.
Yeah,
100%,
and then it'd be
man.
so good. For, like, dude, you must be waking up every day super excited about life.
It's
bro.
great, man. It's
It's
great.
like, at this stage, you know, like
going from the mines where I just didn't want to get out of bed at all.
yeah.
Just for me, I mean, nothing wrong with the mines, but for me,
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
but-
know what? 90% of people are that person too. They just, they're not willing
They
to
just
take the
haven't
jump.
made that step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it is hard.
To be
I mean, I don't doubt.
disciplined
Yeah,
and,
you
like,
know,
really fucking set yourself up.
it's not
yeah.
for everyone. I get that, but yeah, some people, man, must just, you know, because we all see people online and we all go like, oh man, they're fucking got
Yeah,
it
they've
good,
got it
or they got,
going
you
on,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, so it takes a bit of work, but once you're there, obviously, proof in the pudding. You'd fucking wake up every day. You love your life. You must be fucking.
It's so good, man. Like
You have
it's
your
like-
challenges too. You know,
bro.
it's not all such, but
Of course,
But
of
for the
course.
most part, you're doing what you want to fucking
Yeah,
do.
look,
you know?
I mean, I think this is probably, I can only speak on males, but I'm sure females feel the same. But look, I just hate being told what to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, you know, like working for myself, doing my own thing, even if I do this thing where it's like, oh, fuck, I've overbooked myself, or I've done this, or I'm running around here, whatever, it's like, but it's me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
it's
cool.
You're calling
like, I'm
the
just gonna
shots.
deal with it, man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no one's screaming at me, no one's throwing tools at me, no one's
Yeah.
making me feel like a dickhead. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's sort of that same thing of like, as hard as I work, it's as much as I get out of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, let's do more.
What you
Yeah.
put in.
Yeah, you know, it's
yeah.
hard when you're working for other people because you're like, man, I'm just busting my guts
And getting
and
nowhere.
making them money.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just making these guys
Making them
rich.
millionaires, they drive
Making them
Benzes,
rich.
yeah.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all like stunning around doing. They're telling you what to do. They're rocking up to, like you said, like rocking up to work in the Mercedes, and you're like there in the old Hyundai, and you're like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
I understand paying your dues. That's cool.
Yeah.
But I won't do that forever.
Yeah,
No, where's
100%.
my time?
And if you
So-
can escape that fucking
100%.
you know, you would.
100%.
That's
And,
anyone
it's
would.
not, and it's not like because you're not being told what to do, like you're kicking back now. You still
Nah,
hold
that's the
yourself
opposite.
accountable. You're still
It's
being
the
like,
opposite.
yeah,
I'm probably like, but
Pushing
you know,
more.
yeah, but I'm because it's work that you like doing. I guess you know.
Yeah.
What do they
Yeah.
say?
Easy to
What's the
work-
saying? If you do what you love, you never,
You never
work a day in your life. Yeah.
100%. Even on my bad days, I'm like, oh, you know, I'll catch myself like, you know, what the fuck, this is shit. And I'm like, all right, catch yourself. Like, is it that bad? Like,
Yeah.
all right, it's actually pretty great. Like,
Yeah.
calm
Yeah.
down. Like,
Get
or
up,
like
bro.
every now and then you get some stuff on, like, you know, stuff on the internet or comments or. It's just so off left hand that I'm like, what? Like it actually upsets me. It takes a lot to get out of my skin, but every now and then,
Oh yeah.
I'll
couldn't
be
imagine,
like, what the actual
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah, well,
are you
for us, like,
smoking? Like,
for us, yeah, like if we get one comment like on our
Yeah.
shit, we're like, whoa, fucking this dude said this about us. So
Bro.
we start stressing about it.
Oh.
But you know, I mean, it must take a lot to get over that. You know.
Yeah, I think you hit a point where you stop reading the
Yeah,
comments.
just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you need
sure
me,
you get a trillion comments,
If you
eh?
need me, message me because I'm not reading the comments. Unfortunately, I miss a lot of the nice ones.
Yeah.
But I also miss all the shit ones.
Yeah.
Someone's like, "Did you see what so and so said?" Nope.
Nope, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
probably
Like,
the way to
it's
do
probably
it.
the way to go.
And I guess
Well, I
when
mean-
you're starting out, you would have probably read all the comments.
Bro,
at the
when I
start.
started, I used to try and respond to them. all.
Everyone, yeah.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you very much, blah, 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 blah. But I just tell people all the time, look, if you comment, I didn't see it, I still appreciate it. Like, if you
that's
want
a
to
good
say
way to
something
do
to me, message me, you know,
Yeah.
if it's offhand, I just delete it. If it's nice, I'll say thanks back. But, you
Yeah.
know, it would turn into a full-time job responding to comments.
Oh, especially in
Yeah.
your
You
You
caliber.
look like
yeah.
once it gets bigger, like, you
Yeah.
know, when you start, I think it's beneficial to respond to comments. I think it's good.
Because people like, oh,
It's
you talk
engaging.
to me.
You're
yeah,
engaging, you
yeah.
know, and it's nice to show appreciation and support those who support you. But there just hits a point where it's too much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
too
Yeah,
much. I was
I get
getting
that.
anxiety. Like I've all my notifications on my phone are turned off except text and call.
Okay.
Because you know my Instagram was connected to my watch.
Yeah.
And it was
Ping,
it was
ping.
sounding like a vibrator. It was like.
Yeah. Just
What's
hold
that?
your dick.
What's
Nah,
that? Yeah. The missus like vibrator guys. You get the watch there.
Hey, baby, is that time of night?
Just
With
throwing
30
it.
peek out. No, speaking of anxiety and being nervous and stuff, has there been people that you've met along the way that you've kind of been like, holy fuck, this person or footy player,
Yeah,
like, you know,
people,
like,
yeah.
or are you pretty just confident, you know,
I
like,
think it's sort of like slowly but surely over time I've kind of realized that everyone's just a person.
everyone's a cool
Yeah.
dude, bro.
Yeah, I think everyone for like, you know, everyone that I'm dealing with like is because they want to deal with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, but when I started, it was like really like You know,
Yeah.
360 messaged me. He's like, "Oh, we should catch up." I was like,
Fuck off,
What the-
dude.
See, I'd get starstruck at
But I
the
did.
Surely
I
you
was
did
like,
at the start.
He sent me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm in Brisbane having a show. Here's my number. Text me how many tickets you
Fuck.
want."
Oh, stop it. That's
I was
pretty
like,
sick.
Matt,
Yeah.
that's your name, Matt. Thanks, Matt. Like,
That's your name.
I know your real name.
360.
Thanks
But
for,
he's so
yeah.
lovely. We still haven't actually properly met because after we saw, I missed him. But like, he's just such a cool.
You guys
person.
would get along like a house on fire
I
for
think
sure,
so. I
eh?
think so. So we're gonna try and link up when I'm in Melbourne and do some food stuff. He also does a bit of boxing and stuff. He's super positive.
He's
Yeah.
super sober and fit too,
yeah,
right?
bro. Yeah,
he's
really
a he's
turned-
fucking
really-
machine,
yeah,
bro.
Really turned his life
I
around.
don't know if
you
you've
know?
seen him recently, Chris. Have you?
Yeah, I have seen that he's turned.
He's a
his
lot
life.
Yeah,
less
'Cause he
on the
was-
social, but he's
when the hits came out at the start, I think
Yeah.
he was a bit off the
Yeah,
rails.
I mean, I think it's like anyone that finds a lot of success, particularly with their line of work. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I'm lucky in the sense where like all of the temptations to like go off the rails is brought back by the fact that I've got a lot of young eyes watching me. Like,
Yeah.
if I had an older demographic and I was performing at nightclubs every night, I'd be off my head.
and that was
course.
your crowd, like you're saying. You know, like
man.
these
you
people
know,
are all
I
your
still
people.
go out and do stuff and like still drink and have a good time, but it's not my brand.
Yeah.
So like if I'm doing that, I'm not working.
Yeah,
So I
of
can't do
course.
that too much because I want to work. A lot.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
if that's you, if I was a rapper, man, like all of a sudden, like
That's their
you are
life.
doing your thing.
You're at
You
nightclubs,
are,
dude, yeah.
You know, because he's 360 when he's 360 the rapper, but at home he's Matt. But
Yeah.
you know, if that's your life when you're starting with, how do you switch off?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So,
And
but yeah, he's
People
he's
are
gone
constantly
full
giving you
circle,
fucking
man.
shit. Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
just watched his show, when was that? Like last month. And he reckons it was his first show where he hasn't taken Valium and stuff before.
Wow.
And he killed
Wow.
it, man. He absolutely decimated. It was a great show.
Dude,
Absolutely
he was
killed it. He's
he
so
was
good, bro.
Fucking like in the peak, like what was it, like 2010 to 2020,
I
like
remember
2018,
watching, I
bro.
remember
Like
watching him at Groove in the Mood 2012.
True,
And it was like
yeah.
I was like 17. It was like the best thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
And then to
He
watch
was
him
killing
now, and he's still just as good.
Yeah. Wow.
Just as good. So that was probably the moment I was like, oh my
yeah,
God,
2012, I
like-
was entered high school, and
Yeah.
it was like that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
like
yeah.
coming out with. Like I wasn't a huge fan of Aussie rap, but 360 was doing something different.
100%.
Like melody,
100%,
you know,
yeah.
singing
He's
and
good,
had
man.
had other people.
And
I was
he's
like, yeah,
funny. He's got like good bars. He's witty. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably the one for me that was like whoa. And then I was real fortunate as well. I linked up with his name's also Matt actually, but his wrestling name is Buddy Matthews. He's a really big AEW wrestler in
right,
America.
right, yeah.
His wife is Rhea Ripley.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
know
the
that
biggest female wrestler in the
Okay.
world.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
so for the like you know like WWE.
WWE,
yeah,
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 she
right.
is
That
the
brand.
woman.
Yeah,
She is the
yeah,
woman. I
yeah,
think like
yeah.
6 million on Instagram.
Right.
So I did a video with those two.
Shit.
And every one of my things lost their mind. They were like, holy fucking
Shit,
shit.
you
bet.
You're with Buddy Matthews and Rhea Ripley. And I'm like, well, their names are actually Matt and Demi. But like, no, but they were so cool. These normal people.
Their names are actually.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I know their real names.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got their numbers. Shit.
We hang out and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
But it was like the same thing of like, oh shit, you are the people. Like
Yeah.
you are the power couple of wrestling, and they're just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just
It's just
normal.
everyone having a crack, dude.
Bro,
Everyone stepping
just,
outside the
you
box
know,
a little
and
bit,
it's
having a
the
go.
opposite- It's the opposite of tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, the whole rising tide raises all ships. It's like, hey, we're on the up. Can we help you?
Yeah,
You know,
right.
like Demi or Rhea wasn't even in the video. Like, as in, like, she didn't even have to be in the challenge.
Yeah.
But Matt's like, do you want to jump in the video? Because it will do better if you're in it. And surely enough,
She
it
did.
yeah.
Oh,
We
sick.
got like 6 million just because she's in the video.
That's gnarly,
like,
dude.
me and Matt, like Matt's got a massive following too.
Yeah.
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 But like, you know, just everyone together. I mean, it's them, not me. But still, it's the same thing of like, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, we can get more view. And they did. I was like, bless
Fuck,
you.
that's
Like,
good.
it's
That's
you know,
cool.
Just
That's
people that just want to help you for, and they don't really get anything out of it.
Yeah.
You know, they're just being nice. Like,
Yeah,
they're, like
yeah.
people that big have not that much to gain from people smaller,
Yeah.
other than just good karma and being
And
nice.
just
And they're just
helping
good
them out.
people. You
And
know?
that comes
Yeah.
down to who they are as well, eh?
100%.
bro?
They don't want anything in return. They just want to help people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool
That's
characters
a good
to
way
be.
to be, man.
That's
Yeah.
cool characters to find yourself in and amongst.
100%.
Dude. You know
bro.
what I
It's
mean?
inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
for
it's like,
sure.
right, they can do it. And they're Aussies. They're Aussies that live in America full
Yeah,
time doing
really?
this thing. They're
Yeah,
both
okay.
How
Australian.
good
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that, eh?
so-
Good for fuck up the Aussies, bro. Before we end it all, I just want to get some rapid fire questions here. Doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
sweet as.
rapid. Hidden talents, Jimmy. Other than, you know, well, it's not hidden that you're a good eater.
talents.
Hidden talents, bro. You got any?
I reckon he can juggle.
Nah, definitely not.
Sorry, I just spat that out.
Have you got anything? Not, you don't have to show it, but, you know, just like.
No, just tell us
Actually,
about
I'm on the spikes. You can't think, to be honest.
No hidden talents. No.
Chris can
you
do a
sing?
backflip.
Oh, really?
No.
I would kill myself. He can, but you can't sing.
Nah, no.
Can you
really.
drink piss as good as you can eat?
I like to think I can bend it pretty good. Like, I like to think I can, but like, yeah, that's like a. But I think too, from just a misguided youth, I think the you know, we can drink like we can eat from Townsville.
Yeah,
That's where you come from. It's up north.
Yeah, 100%. There's not much else to fucking do, is it?
Man,
Eat
what
and drink.
They would say, yeah, fighting and drinking.
Fighting and drinking, yeah. Shout out to North Queensland. Loosest night out, right?
I went to Touch Base recently. I
Oh,
think.
you know what? One of our last guests said that same thing. They went to touch base.
I said
yeah?
I went to touch
Oh, it
base.
was you.
I
Sorry.
fucking got out of the cab.
So,
my mind went blank.
I walked into Touch Base, and then Touch Base happened, and I walked out of Touch Base with none of my shit.
Bro.
And my best mate Lou, again, I was like, I fucking lost everything. And he's like, here it is. You were dropping it all night.
Stop.
Bro, my camera is full. And I like, so many people sent me pictures of me and them, and all these messages like, you're amazing, you're so fun, you're wild. And I like, thank God no one posted anything, but they
Yeah.
sent them to me. I was like, that's
that's
respect.
good.
Shout out
That's
to them. It's so
respect,
nice.
yeah.
But I had like this eye was in Perth and this eye was in Townsville. And I was like, but that was like, I don't remember it, but I had a great time, I think.
It's so funny that you say that, dude. I was just saying to Jimmy Misson.
Yeah,
Jimmy
I
Misson.
love Jimmy,
We had him on
mate.
He
last
was in
night.
here on Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
And I said to him, like, I just came back around to myself. And I was like, do you know Touch Base? I got out of the cab.
Oh, bro.
And I was in line. And then the last thing I remember, the next thing I remember was being at my cousin's house,
Bro.
checking under the table if my feet were on the ground.
Man.
Like, I was, it was a
Something
complete
about-
mind blank. And I lost my phone. I didn't know where it was.
No.
Thought I left it in the cab. It was in my cousin's bum bag.
Oh, no.
So I thought I was losing
So
my
he
shit.
linked it
Yeah,
up
it's
as well.
funny. Touch Base, don't go, Jet.
Touch Base will get you, bro. You won't
He'll
come back
get
the
you.
same.
Nah, you won't.
It'll
Fucking.
change you, man.
What about your first job? I mean, we may have touched on
First
it,
job I
but-
worked in a bookstore.
Really?
At my QBD, the bookstore in Stockland, Townsville. So the manager was this guy called Dale, and he was like looking at the resume that you do when you're a kid. So it's just like school academics and like boxing.
Yeah.
He's like, you box? I'm like, yep. He's like, do you read? I'm like, no. He's like, no, me neither. We can just read the synopsis online together. So what we used to do is we would like get in there before when new books would come out. We'd read like the synopsis of the books, and people would come and ask us, and we'd give them the
Oh, you
synopsis.
know.
And we'd be like, yeah, like you know this and that, and this and this and that, and they'd be like, oh, man, you guys must read a lot, and we both didn't read because he was like, do you read? I'm like, oh, autobiographies. He's like, do you read any of the fiction stuff? I'm like.
Not
Nah.
really.
He's like, nah, me neither. All good. We'll just like fake it till we make it. This
Wow.
was the manager of the store.
Yeah.
He was a legend. Yeah, so we
That
were
sounds
just,
like a legend, dude.
Bro, we had the best time. I was like 16? Yeah, 16. Same thing. It was like, he's like, we don't need to read to work at a bookstore. You just need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
as new books would come out, we just, figure
Have
out
a bit
what
of
they
a
were
spiel.
about.
Yeah, sick.
That's fucking
I mean,
dope.
we never had anyone come back to like, you're wrong. I mean, the internet was telling us like,
Yeah, imagine reading a whole book and coming back and complaining about it. Like,
there's nothing at all.
you
like
missed
you
the
said.
Jimmy. You missed the plot, dude.
We that was actually the time when 50 Shades of Grey had just come out.
Oh,
And like all these like horny house moms were like coming. Like I wish I was like 5 years older.
Yeah, you could have capitalised
Oh,
on
it would
that.
have been amazing. And I was,
red
like,
light room. Got that.
I was
Don't worry
like
about it.
16-year-old. I'm like, why are these ladies being weird about this book? And then the manager's like, oh, that's that dungeon sex book. I'm like, oh. And then there was like spin-offs of the book. Like after 50 Shades of Grey, there was 50 bales of hay. And it was, I swear to God.
No
I
way.
swear on my life. I swear on my life.
It's like
This is
farmers. No, jokes.
It is.
Is it? No
It's a
way.
farmer love story, bro.
Get
If
the
you're
fuck.
at home, Google it. I swear to God, it's real. 50 bales of
Bales
hay.
of hay.
50
Shades
bales of
Grey.
hay.
It's a real thing because
Wow,
we lost
God.
our shit.
That is rogue,
That is
bro.
a great answer, bro. Holy shit.
So the last one here, you're a fucking eating guru. What's one food that you could eat forever? You know, like what's something that's staying like
Like ramen, hey. Right?
Yeah?
I feel like I could just something
like it?
about I just
Yeah?
love it, and the broth too. Like I think just feels like it's healthy. Like
Yeah,
even if
yeah,
it's not,
yeah, yeah. Like
just
chicken
feels-
soup for you when you're good.
Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
feels
Whole,
nice.
so yeah, yeah.
And with the ramen challenge, I feel like they look so much better than they are in the sense where like you do a big schnitty challenge or something like that. It's crumbs, it's chicken,
Yeah,
it's
it
this, it's
doesn't
that. You
feel
finish it and you're like, oh. But the big bowl of ramen, if most of it's liquid, once that liquid settles, it's like a
Yeah.
big drink. Once that liquid settles, like I'm good in like half an hour.
piss, yeah.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Like you'll do like a big bowl of ramen. Like I did that big
Yeah.
ramen-y noodle thing at the Cairns night market.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I was good in half an hour.
Wow.
But we did
Yeah.
Howland J's the day before because fried chicken, and I was not good in half an hour.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I just needed a bed.
Does
I'm
it
like-
hydrate you as well? Like, obviously, there's a lot of liquid in
I
it.
think like with the salt, it probably doesn't help.
Doesn't,
But at the
okay.
same time, I like super hydrate before the challenge,
Yeah, gotcha.
just to try and balance out how much salt.
Because I feel sometimes when I'm hungover, I think I fucking would just want a big bowl of like soup, you know?
probably
Like,
do need a bit of the salt to restore your
Maybe,
electrolytes.
yeah,
if you are
yeah.
a bit dehydrated,
Yeah.
definitely.
And it's
definitely
probably
would help.
healthy.
I think with all the with all the broth and everything, like,
Yeah.
it definitely it's got to be better than
the
like
stock and,
got to be
you know.
better than my regular like ultimate double whopper from Hungry Jack's.
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah,
super
yeah. Like
that big
hungover.
6
What's that
fucking.
stacker from McDonald's you had the other day?
Oh, it was like what was
What
it?
do they call it?
It was like the T-Rex burger.
Yeah,
I think
the
it was like
T-Rex,
9 patties. I was
Fuck
holding this
off,
burger
dude.
and there was so much grease on my hands that after I ate the burger, I needed to like get soap because there was so much oil on my hands.
Just like
that
beating
the-
off.
there's like oil and water just wasn't mixing, and it was just my hands had just become oil, and I needed like actual
Yeah,
proper soap
yeah.
to get the
Scrub
oil
that.
off because I was just like slipping everywhere.
Oh, I was watching like
oh.
that's fucking horrendous.
It was
Just patties
just-
on patties, bro. Like,
That's
that,
I
nuts.
had kids pulling up on their bikes next to me, like, how many patties is that? I'm like, I don't even want to know. It's just terrible.
Just, I'm eating-
How many's left? Fuck.
Help me.
Nah. Well, that's it for the rapid fire, man. I just want to quickly say thank you heaps for
Yeah,
taking
no,
the time,
thank you. I appreciate
bro.
it, guys.
Coming all the way down to the Sunny Coast to say hello to all of us and have a chat, man. Really appreciate
No,
it.
thanks, guys. It's been fun. Thanks so much, guys.
Anyway, you want to plug yourself before we go, just in any way?
Anything coming up that you need to plug?
Jimmy Judge on Insta.
Yeah, I was going to say Jimmy Judge on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Not that I do too much on YouTube, but it's sort of the thing we're doing at the moment. It's like the whole mental health movement. I guess if you're struggling, reach out and talk to someone. Like there's no shame in talking to someone. But also I think it doesn't hurt to, not even just males, but females as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to sort of like reach out and check on your quiet friends, because I think, it's getting better. The whole it's not weak to speak thing is great. That's the first step.
Yeah.
But you need to do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like it's, or even if you've had a friend that's reached out, I think it's good to check on them like, hey, what are you doing about that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome to talk about, hey, I'm having a really rough time, though, with the wife or the kids or the health, whatever.
Yeah, whatever
But
it
like,
is.
what are you doing next?
Yeah.
I think this is the next stage of where we move as a nation of people together is like,
Take some action. Is that what you mean?
action next. Like,
Yeah.
it's not weak to speak. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this is step one is talking. Step
Yeah.
two is action.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's,
Go camping. Go get a beer. Go do something.
I mean, connect with people. I think that's the biggest thing
Go
that
fishing.
I've found recently with what I'm doing is like when I'm in a bit of a spot, human connection's a thing that, a lot of people will go, nah, I'm happy to be by myself. And there's nothing wrong being by yourself. But I think every now and then just having someone around.
And I think it gets hard. It's getting harder now to do that because
so
it's
like-
people like to sit at home,
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like the old days where we used to have to hang out with people.
I'm
now it's like,
guilty of it too, Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always surrounded by people because of social media.
Yeah.
But like I enjoy stuff like today because I'm around real people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually talking to you.
Yeah.
It's not just online. But we do this thing where I've had Zoom podcasts and stuff. It's still not the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
still turn off that screen and you're alone.
That's
You
it.
know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
you
I think-
connect. Yeah,
like
sure.
sort of
bro.
go back to a little bit of like designate, a little bit of time every week to just go out and interact with humans.
real
Get
people.
some sunshine.
Yeah, yeah.
Eat
Take
some
that
good
home with you.
food.
It's
Yeah,
a good call, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, again, man, we appreciate you coming
Thank
in.
you, guys.
Thanks,
And
Thanks
hopefully
so
we
much.
catch up again soon, bro.
Definitely, brother. Definitely.
Thanks,
Great
Jimmy.
to have you here,
guys.
brother.
Cheers.
Legend.
man.
Cheers.
Legend.